The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
Wait a minute. And Naito is down. Son, Matt, who is this? Who is this?
It's Jericho!
What?
It's Jericho!
My God, it's Chris Jericho again!
Jericho is back to shock the world in Fukuoka one more time! My God!
Codebreaker! Codebreaker from Jericho on Tetsuya Naito!
This is Scorpio Sky, and you are listening to the Keepin It Strong Style podcast, and it is the best.
Yo, this is Rich Latta from One Nation Radio. This is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network. We present to you the Ace of Podcasts, Keepin It Strong Style. Let's go. It's the Ace of Podcasts, Keepin It Strong Style. Covering New Japan, they ready to hold it down. Jeremy Donovan and the young boy Josh. Come and hit a job out and bury all the frauds. From the Tokyo Dome over to the G1. Social Suplex is the network where we can get it done. I'ma chill and let them have it, cause this is just an intro. Keeping the strong style, 6 stars from the get-go, boy. Yeah, from Tampa Bay to the Tokyo Dome, this is Keeping It Strong Style with your hosts, Jeremy Donovan and the young boy Joshua Smith. And thank you for listening.
Welcome to Keeping It Strong Style, the ace of podcasts on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. Jeremy Donovan here alongside the young boy Josh Smith. On today's show, we'll be reviewing both nights of Wrestling Dontaku, as well as covering all the latest news in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can support our show and the network by subscribing on the podcast app of your choice and leaving a rating and review. You can also go get all the podcasts and columns at socialsuplex.com. Go to socialsuplex.com/subscribe to sign up and get the podcast and columns delivered directly to your email inbox. Also, make sure to check out our friends at purerezuroad.com. Our podcast is featured there as well. And right now on the front page, they have the recommended Puro for April. It's a great list of matches from April, all the great Puro matches from April. So if you're looking for something to watch, check out that list on the front page of purerezuroad.com.
I'll need to check that out. There's a lot of Champions Carnival matches that are probably listed there, huh?
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Also, the Osprey, but the Osprey Skrull
match from April. Yeah, of course.
I feel like that happened like so long ago, but that was April. Yeah. And then also want to give a quick shout out to Nathan from the Social Suplex team. Wrote a great piece on Ishimori. That's up on the front page of socialsuplex.com right now. So
that always catches me off guard. I'll be online and just kind of like looking, and then someone writes an interesting article, and I'm like, oh, I should check that out. And then it's like, says Social Suplex. I'm like, wait, that's us. Us. Yeah, I forget like that we got other people. I'm so fixated on Keeping It Strong Style, and we have so many other things going on that like sometimes, and then plus with my job and other things,
our real life.
Yeah, like my real life. I get out of the loop, and then I turn around and like there's guys that are doing great work for the site, and I'm like, I'll miss it, and then I'll see it on like Reddit or something, and people are upvoting it, and I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, oh, it's us. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
All right, young boy. Wrestling Dontaku last Thursday and Friday. Man, those shows left me really excited for what's coming up in New Japan. We were kind of down on April as a whole. A lot of Road 2 shows. Wrestling Hanukuni wasn't, the greatest thing ever. Mm-hmm. But
well, these shows delivered.
Yeah, these shows were great.
I mean, it's easy to like have a great month when you start it with a bang with like a 1-2 punch like these two shows back to back. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Rotu shows, and I don't think you're in the camp where you do either.
No, I don't hate them at all. It's just that there was a lot of them, and we had a lot of the Suzuki Gun, Roppongi 3K crap, and it was just like, oh my god.
So I mean, I'm definitely not someone who's like, man, they shouldn't do Rotu shows. Like I appreciate.
I love the Rotu shows.
But at the same time, this particular tour featured a lot of not so great matchups, and it was a little difficult to get through. Plus, a lot of repeated stuff where I like it when they'll do like a tour and maybe they highlight just the one or two really good nights, And so there's stories that kind of progress through them, and it doesn't feel like just a rehash of everything. It feels like you're at least getting something, and this tour wasn't quite that. So I don't want to be overly critical and be like, oh, we hate Rotu shows, but these freaking Dontaku shows,
oh my gosh, bro,
they delivered. They really delivered. So I mean, we should just get into it because we got a lot to cover. But this, I'm excited as well. If you can't hear it,
So. Starting at May 3rd was the first Wrestling Dontaku show.
Lighter crowd.
Yeah.
Not quite. They didn't quite sell out, but still a good house.
Yeah, and it was the 5th anniversary of the Bullet Club.
Too sweet.
And
I feel like such a mark. We never do stuff like that in this show. I was like, let's get it out there.
Me being the t-shirt mark that I am, Pro Wrestling Tees had a nice little deal. You get any Bullet Club merch, you get 20% off.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, got me a Super Kick Club shirt.
The one with the skull with the jack jaw and the teeth.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I saw on Reddit the guys from Pro Wrestling Tees, they had a quilt made of all the different shirts that they've sold for Bullet Club over the years, and they like put it all together and they're going to display it in their store. It's hilarious.
Right, and so speaking of Bullet Club, the opening match on this night, we had the crown jewel of the Bullet Club, Chase Owens and the Tokyo Pimp.
That he is, my friend. That he is. He is the crown jewel.
Yujiro Takahashi against Yota Tsuji and Shota Umino. Thoughts on this match?
I like this pairing of Chase Owens and Yujiro. I also like the kimonos that they were wearing.
Yes, those were awesome.
Did you use your 20% off discount to get a kimono?
They weren't on Pro Wrestling Tees.
I could just see you walking around Strong Style Studios, walking around with your title belt and your kimono on.
Yes. Yes. Oh man,
that's something I would like break out when I'm like entertaining the ladies. Like break out my kimono. What's up, girl? Oh my god, no! But those kimonos were like
they're fire. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't sport it in the streets, but
right,
they're cool.
But yeah, I mean, this was a solid match. Quick little 5-minute opener to get the show started.
Well, we got Tsuji, who I would say right now is probably the greenest of all the young lions that's out there. He's the bigger of the two newest ones, and we've kind of talked about him a little extensively. And then they tag teamed him up here with Umino, who's pretty much
the new kind of ace of the young lions right now.
Yeah, he's getting like the biggest push, so that's kind of an interesting tag team there. And they put him up against Chase Owens and Yujiro, who are kind of like the preliminary, Bullet Club guys. Very interesting here. I'm liking the pairing of Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi personally.
Yeah, and I think that's a team I would love to see the World Tag League.
I think in Tag League, we got Chase and Fale, and then we got Yujiro and Hangman.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the better pairing. In a way, just like, I don't know, obviously neither guy's kind of doing anything, but I feel like this is kind of like I feel like they could go on a nice little run. Like Chase is like,
dude, Chase is so underrated, and I think I tweeted this. I was doing some tweeting on both of these Dontaku shows at our Twitter account at KI Strong Style.
Oh, you keep up with that thing?
Somebody has to.
That's awesome, bro. I don't know what I would do without you. This show would be nothing. Like, it'd just be two guys talking. There'd be no actual out like into the world. Like, my God. But yeah. So what were you saying?
Yeah. So just during like this match and also the second match on night 2 with Chase Owens and Yujiro, I was just kind of praising Chase Owens, talking about how underrated he was, and I just wish that they would do more with him.
I think they're, I'm not saying like they're gonna push him to the moon or anything like that. I don't even know if he's gonna get like a Finley level run or anything like that. But I do feel like he's gaining favor with the New Japan office.
Yeah.
And they've given him a lot more this year. I'm waiting to see him do something like maybe singles. The only problem is he's like too big for Super Juniors now.
Right.
So like they like quietly moved him up to the heavyweight division not so far back. And I don't know. He could be one of those guys. I feel like if he worked on his physique just a little bit.
He needs to get on that Young Bucks regiment.
Yeah, they're body guys now. But I feel like if he just worked on his physique just slightly, because he's pretty good everywhere else, he could go on a run. Like, I'm not saying they'll put a title on him or anything, but I mean, dude, he's one of those guys. Ever since we started this show in December when we did the World Tag League, he was like the one guy that we're like, this guy's good. This guy's really, really, really good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think he's one of the by far most improved this year. Although it's almost unfair to say he's like most improved because I mean he's been good. It's just he was so quiet, and they were using him so sparingly. But like he's become more prominent. It's like you almost have to recognize how good he's got, like how good he is. Speaking of which, you got Yujiro, and Yujiro, like between like his tag performances and then also his match with Juice Robinson, like
he's been on a good little run.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's why I was saying I kind of like this tag team here. And this was nothing more than just to kind of give the Young Lions a little bit of like an opener, just to kind of give them some experience.
Yeah.
Give a win to Chase and Yujiro. I will say this though. So I had a lady friend with me while I was watching this, and she's like, "I want to hang out," and I was like, "Well, I really got to watch these shows." Like, I was behind, and she's like, "Well, let's hang out," and I was like, "You don't understand. If we hang out, it is literally going to be me watching wrestling, and you will be there watching wrestling with me. It won't be like, oh, we're hanging out, and this is in the background. No,
this is not New Japan and chill.
Yeah, it's not New Japan and chill."
That's a shirt.
Oh my god, bro, we gotta make a shirt out of that. New Japan
and chill,
dude. That's like the most markiest thing. Like that's so funny, bro. Oh my god, we'll get sued.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, so we're already gonna get sued.
We're already on that track.
But anyway, so like we were watching it, and she saw Chase put Shota Umino up for the package pile driver, and then when he dropped him, she literally like it was one of the few things she like audibly gasped. She was like, "Oh my god!" And like because that package pile driver is so devastating.
Dude, I always loved the package pile driver from the days when like Kevin Steen would use it. And I
think the first time I ever saw one was in WCW. I don't even know who used it, but I know it was a Joshi chick. For sure. It was a Joshi chick in like 96 or 97, like on a Nitro. I actually like almost don't even think this really happened because like I've been looking for the clip for years. I'm sure it's on the network, but I'd have to go through too much
stuff to look through. Yeah,
but I gotta find it because I remember I used to wrestle in the like living room with my wrestling buddies, and when I saw that, it became like one of my finishers, and I didn't even know what it was. I would just ball up the wrestling buddy because I didn't even know what she did. I just saw her like ball someone up and drop him on his skull, and I was like, this is incredible. It's the best move ever. And it wasn't until like I saw like Pentagon and like Kevin Steen doing it where I was like, oh man,
yeah, I think
the move.
I'm pretty sure the first person I ever saw using it was Kevin Steen, but
like on a YouTube clip or something.
No, when I first started watching Ring of Honor,
right, you followed it.
Yeah, I started watching Ring of Honor like kind of like casually and like when they started. But yeah, I saw Steen using it. I was like, wow, that is amazing. And Chase Owens does it perfectly as well. So yeah, these guys picked up the win here. Owens got the package pile driver for the win.
What do you think of? I mean, obviously Umino looked like Umino. What do you think of Tsuji here?
He's starting to,
I thought he was bumbling.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like not super bad, but like he's clearly like still very green.
Green, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think maybe his singles matches might be a little bit better that we've seen so far, but he's new. He's still trying to get his bearings and.
Yeah, but this was 5 minutes. We got to see a package pile driver. We got to see Young Lions. We got to see Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to see Kimono. So I don't know, like, what more you want. Like, that's everything. That's the full package right there. Good opener. Run it.
Yeah. So, after that match, we had a multi-man match Taguchi, Liger, Mean Tiger Mask, taking on Ren Narita, Oka, and Nagata.
Yeah.
I had a pretty funny tweet for this match. I was like, Mean Tiger Mask wants these young kids to stay off his lawn.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, Tiger Mask is just, both these guys are just like old and grumpy, like him and Liger. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Liger in Japan is so different from like, Liger in America is just like this superstar, like mythical, like,
yeah.
And in Japan, not to say he's a legend, but you know, he's the guy that's just like beating the crap out of these young lions, and I love it, bro. I love it so much. And then, yeah, so we got them against Nagata, Oka, and Narita. Was this the match where Nagata kicked Oka?
I think so.
Yeah, so I don't remember who it was, but someone had Oka in a hold, and he came in to make the save so that he wouldn't tap out, and then he turned around and kicked Oka in the head, and he screamed at him in Japanese, and the live translator. What'd you think of that too?
Oh yeah, I think it's Django was his name, or
Django. Yo, I was watching that again with the same lady friend, and I told her, I was like, when I have a child, I'm gonna name him Django. She's like, with a D? I was like, of course.
Right. That was his name, right? Django.
Yeah, Django.
Yeah, I really liked that. That was nice. That was a nice little addition to the English presentation.
Yeah, he was basically telling us that Nagata kicked Oka in the head and said basically like, get off your butt, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
which I thought was kind of funny, like, because clearly like Nagata Don Callis was cracking me up during these young lion matches.
Oh yeah, he was like hating on Oka both nights.
Oh bro, did you notice that? So we've heard them in the past, like not name them, but be like, you know, there was one particular young lion that had to do squats for 6 hours in the back, and they've never named the individual, and then like Don Callis just like straight dry snitching out here. He's like, it was Oka. Oka had to do 6 hours of squats. He's got a terrible attitude.
Yeah, this kid's got an attitude problem.
I was like, the heck, man. So that was great. Yeah. But again, everything here was solid. I mean, you know, Taguchi, Liger. Taguchi was pretty aggressive in this match as well.
Yeah, well, you know, he's we're going to talk about this later, but he's one of the guys in the best of the Super Juniors, and I think they're trying to give him a little bit
heating him up.
Yeah, trying to give him some shine, getting ready for that tournament.
Yep, that makes sense. So, you know, this was good. It's weird Liger's not going to be in that tournament.
I know.
Because Tiger Mask still is, but...
That's something I tweeted out, too. I was like, yeah, it's going to be weird not seeing Liger in best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah, because he can still go, man.
Right, like, I honestly would have preferred Liger over Tiger Mask.
At this point, yeah. I mean, at one point, maybe... Well, yeah, he's probably always been better than Tiger Mask, but still... There's a time where Tiger Mask was great. And it's not that he can't perform, but he's not at that high level anymore. Like, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
It's not to hate on him. It's just, you know, it's the facts of life. Time catches up with guys, except for Liger. Look, he's timeless. Like,
and Nagata.
Yeah, Nagata, like, he's gonna wrestle till he's 70 apparently.
Right, that's what he's, yeah.
Yeah. So with this, I don't remember who took the fall here.
So Taguchi hit the Dodon on Narita.
That's right. Yeah. So yep, Dodon, Narita. Yeah, they're going ham on this whole spot where the young boys are like, tag me in. And it's like, oh God, you're gonna take the fall.
And Don like, it's a horrible idea. Don't tag him in.
Oh yeah. When they brought him in, he was like, that was a mistake. So yeah, but I thought this was fun. Again, another 7-minute match. Didn't overstay its welcome. Everybody got their stuff in. We got to see Narita pull out some of his new moves. Oka looked good. I mean, Nagata's Nagata. So I enjoyed this, man.
Yeah.
You know, everything. You know, 2.5.
Yeah. In that range.
Just good, solid openers. And then we got this crap.
So, Iska, Lance Archer, Dave Boy Smith against Sho, Yo, and Rocky Romero. The never-ending Suzuki-gun versus Roppongi 3K feud.
This is the feud that never ends.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on, my friends. Oh, my God.
But thankfully, thank you, Lord, that this match was only 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, so I was sitting there watching this, and I was like, what is happening? I was like... They got Roppongi 3K going head-to-head with Killer Elite Squad, and I didn't realize, it's a 6-man. Then I saw freaking Iska come out, and I said, I was like, we're really doing this right now. You got 3 juniors against 3 heavyweights. What? I was like, what is this? Like, what? Why is this even happening? And then they start off with the standard, Suzuki-gun crap that we always talk about. They're on the outside,
the bell,
brawling, and then out of nowhere, like,
Show rolls up Iska.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he just rolled him up 1, 2, 3 and got out of there. And I was like, was that match is over? And I was like, thank God.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was so. Yeah. I was like, as soon as it was like 1, 2, 3, I was like, yes, thank you. Come on, get him out of here. Like, move him out. Move it along.
That would have been one of those matches where like it hadn't even started and we start chanting, "Just go home."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
Also, I don't know if I should. No, I'm not gonna say on that. I just every time I think about like Lance Archer like spitting on people, like here's what I don't understand. I don't know why people don't spit back at him. I feel like that is the only like kind of reaction that should be happening. Like I feel like at this point, if you're a listener, well, maybe you shouldn't do this because you might get shot on.
Yeah.
But I feel like there should be a contingent of people that just stand up and say, we will not stand for this. This behavior will not be tolerated. And when he comes to spit on people, they should all just spit on him back. Yeah. All of them together as a unified body, like 40 people. Like, you think he's going to keep doing that if like 50 people spit on him at one? Like, what's he going to do? Yeah. He going to fight everybody?
I thought it was hilarious. I bought us tickets for the New Japan CEO show that's coming here in Daytona, and you were like, asking how close we were, and it was like, you're like, bro, if Lance Archer comes, I was like, dude, don't worry, they're not even booked on the show, we're good.
It's one of the things that like I just don't know what I'd actually do because I get so heated about it. Bro.
Yeah, dude, I think you would we'd have to hold you back.
Bro, I'm reckless. Dude.
Yeah, you are.
How about? Did you see that guy try to fight me the other night?
Yeah, when we were celebrating your early birthday celebration out in downtown St. Pete.
He's just standing there and he's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Dude, what's up?" And then he just like walked away. He's like a crazy guy or something.
Yeah, like Rich and I stepped away for a second, then we came back, then he walked off. Or thought we had to shoot.
I would have pulled guard. But anyway, so Chaos was left super angry, obviously, and Lance Archer, like...
You mean Suzuki-gun?
Yeah. I always say L.I. Dude, I always get L.I.J. and Suzuki-gun because the 3 initials, I always mix them up. But Lance Archer chokeslammed the crap out of, I think it was Umura.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy. But thankfully that was over quickly, and that brought us to the next match, which was the team of Chaos. Mm-hmm. That was Yoshihashi, Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and Jay White taking on the team of Toru Hanare, Michael Elgin, Togi Makabe, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson. What were your thoughts here, Jeremy?
This was another solid match on the card. Clearly, they're setting up some future programs here for Dominion, possibly some other shows. Really looking forward to a lot of these. I'm really looking forward to Jay White and Juice Robinson. That looks to be the next U.S. title match.
Yeah, I have to say, out of the different interactions, I mean, for me, it kind of goes like this. Ishii and Toru Hanare still have the best interactions of anybody in these multi-man matches when they're in there together. But putting that aside, out of like the upcoming feuds that they're kind of building towards, Jay White and Juice Robinson, I thought were like the best interactions with guys that are feuding in this match. And Goto and Michael Elgin was okay.
Yeah.
And you got like famous matchups like Ishii and Makabe and things like that. Obviously Finlay and Jay White and all, but Juice Robinson, he was kind of like making fun of Jay White in this match.
Yeah.
kind of like clowning on him a little bit, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Like this guy who takes his character so seriously, and then you got the flamboyant one over here, just like I don't know, just doing whatever,
being Juice,
being Juice, which was kind of interesting.
But yeah, obviously, the Ishii and Toru Hanare interactions are they're always great, and I just love this overall story of Toru Hanare trying his best to beat Ishii.
Yeah, it's kind of got. I don't know if there's been a feud exactly like it, like the same way that like Hanma and Ishii like kind of always went to war, or like Shibata and Ishii. It's kind of like Hinare's taken up that mantle and like he's gonna go to war for those guys, which is kind of a scary thought if you think about it. Like think about the two guys I just named, Hanma and Shibata. I mean, I'm not saying like, obviously I'm not trying to draw a correlation and say that they're working with Ishii has anything to do with their health or anything, but the style work that they did in conjunction with working with Ishii is kind of a telltale sign of like what ended up happening to both of them. And you got to wonder, like, not all these guys are built for it. I mean, but Hinare seems to have the build.
Yeah, Hinare, he's definitely a lot more muscular, a lot more solid than Shibata and Hanma.
There's only so many bombs like that you can take, man, and like he just gets, him and Ishii are killing each other.
Yeah,
and it's freaking awesome. But yeah, I don't know. That's a somber thought. I just thought of that. Like that thought's never been in my mind. It's stuff that comes out in the live air, you know. But yeah, so those guys have been going at it. But it looks like right now, so we're building towards apparently a Juice Robinson and Dave Finlay, or I'm sorry, Jay White. Why do I always they're so tied together, I always mix them up.
Yeah, Juice and Jay White U.S. title match.
Which I think is kind of interesting because there's definitely no arguing that Juice is on that level right now with his stature in the company, but think of how many guys have gotten this many title shots back to back to back in singles matches. Like, can you think of anybody else?
Not really. Juice always seems to find a way to just,
Gato must love him. Like, I don't know what it is because if you think about it, I mean, yes, he had a great showing in the New Japan Cup and all that, but I mean, who gets to come off of a title shot and then get another title shot whose name isn't Tanahashi?
Suzuki.
Yeah, I guess Suzuki does too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is kind of a little bit of a criticism in my eyes. Like, I know that New Japan has some of the best booking that's out there, but I almost feel like if you lose in a title match, you should have to like rebuild a bit. Right. Maybe not Naito level of building back. Yeah. Maybe not quite that, but I feel like there should be a bounce back period and like it should open up a door for somebody else. So we talk about the stagnation in New Japan. It's like, I am excited about this, and I think we've talked about it. Like we think Jay White's getting a title win this year.
You mean Juice getting?
I suck. You need to fire me, bro. You need a better co-host. No, but yeah, we think Juice is gonna win the title at some point this year.
Yeah.
Do you think this is it?
I hope so, man. I've been on the Juice bandwagon for a while. I mean, I've actually loved Juice from NXT. I love CJ Parker, and I mean, now he's like 100 times better than that. And I think the U.S. title would be a perfect title for him to get his first little title run, and then try something else with Jay White.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't beat him at this point with how many times he's lost in title matches, I wouldn't be too surprised. But it seems like that's what we're building towards at Dominion.
Gato, I can't handle another heartbreak. Give my boy Juice the strap.
Gato, give my boy Jeremy something to live for. He gets despondent when Juice loses.
And Juice is a good friend of the show.
Yeah, you would think that the same joke over and over again would like not pop me, but it still does. It's so fun.
And he's gonna be coming to Daytona. We're gonna be there.
We gotta hit him up.
Maybe we'll hit him up. We'll be hanging out again.
We'll go out and do some late night cardio. That was hilarious when he was like, who was he saying has been doing late night cardio with him? Was it Hinare? It's like, Hinare's been out here in these streets doing some late night cardio. Yeah. And then Kevin Kelly was like, Don, are you going to be joining them? And he's like, I'll be spotting them. Oh, so gosh. Funny. See, a positive episode.
Yeah, man, this is so much better than last week. But yeah, so Jay White got the pinfall here with the Blade Runner.
Oh, is this that match? You know what? For some reason, I was thinking of the next night where they had Yoshihashi go over.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that, but I remember that this whole time I've been thinking, like, what were they doing? Yeah. But anyway, so Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3, who did he pin?
I believe he pinned Hinare.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Also, Hinare and Jay White had some good interactions in that match too, especially at the closing stretch. And didn't he knock him out with elbows earlier in the year?
I think so.
I thought he did, like in a multi-man match.
Was it a multi?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Did they have a one-on-one? Did he?
No.
Okay.
No, it was a multi-man match, and he hit him with those elbows. They kind of dropped those elbows, huh?
Yeah.
I liked those. Well, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Daniel Bryan marks, so. Anyway, so yeah, good match. I thought up to this point that was like the most solid match on the card, which brings us to the New Japan Pro Wrestling 6-man title match for the Never Openweight title. Marty Scurll and the Young Bucks, which what's their nickname when they?
The Super Villains.
Yeah, the Super Villains taking on the OG Bullet Club, the Tongans, Tangaloa, Tamatonga, God, and Bad Luck Fale. And what did you think here?
Again, another overall good match. Apparently, Marty Scurll's new gimmick is he wants to prove he's a heavyweight and wants to body slam Bad Luck Fale.
I think that's interesting is as the Bullet Club has started to kind of heal the fracture, the gray in his hair has fallen out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's rejuvenated. It's like the health of the Bullet Club is somehow tied to Marty's well-being and wellness and health.
Right. To start this match, they had their handshakes and hugged. Everything seems like it's fine between these set of Bullet Club members.
Well, they're brothers.
Yeah.
And this was, it wasn't a malicious match. No one got jumped. Well, actually, didn't. Yeah, I think that
Marty Scurll jumped Fale at the beginning.
But that's almost like you can't even hold that against him. Like that's not even a malicious thing. It's like you have to. It's Fale.
Right. And like I mentioned, Scurll wants to body slam Fale so badly.
I love how he puts his hands up in the air.
Yes.
He's gonna body slam freaking Bad Luck Fale. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Although Fale's thinning out.
Yeah, he lost. What did they say?
They said kilos, and I don't know what kilos even are. That's like saying he lost 10 stone. What?
No, I thought they mentioned pounds at one point.
Maybe I heard them talking about kilograms.
I want to say it was 20 pounds.
I would say that sounds about right. The way he was looking.
Yeah, because I know both him and Elgin. We've got to mention that Elgin's also trimmed down. Elgin's also lost weight too.
Yeah, but Elgin looks small.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
one of them lost 20. I can't remember how much Fale, but Fale...
Elgin looks like that's about how much he's dropped too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, but with Fale, he's so big, it's hard to tell that he's even lost.
Well, I mean, if we've been watching for a while, so I mean, I remember when he was a lot
bigger.
thinner.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, absolutely, but that's good for him. It wasn't enough for the villain to get him up though. But this match was awesome. It was really cool too because watching wrestling with a non-wrestling watcher, you kind of get different perspectives and someone seeing the Young Bucks have just a regular Young Buck match and not even one of their she was blown away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can talk about how solid the 10-man tag was before this, but there are no two guys that are as athletic and just doing the crazy stuff that the Young Bucks do. And they've been doing it forever.
And something funny, these guys were on Talk is Jericho last week.
Oh, you caught that?
Yeah.
It was really good.
And they were talking about, for them, every match is WrestleMania. Yeah. And, they, go all out. Sometimes they even tell themselves, we'll take it easy tonight. And then, they rewatch the match and, they're still, have done, all these, crazy spots.
It's interesting that you were able to fit that in with all your podcast listening.
Why you say that?
Because you listen to so many podcasts, bro.
Well, Talk is Jericho's on my.
Oh, that's on your reoccurring. That's on your.
I'm subscribed to our boy Jericho. That's.
Oh man, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, so this match, I thought this match was very good. I liked when Nick Jackson, they tried to tag him in the beginning, and it was him and Fale, and he was like, let's do it, Tama.
Dude, Nick and Tama Tonga had some great interactions when they were in the ring together.
Yeah, bro. We've said it so many times. For Tama Tonga gets a lot of flack, but bro, every time he's in that ring, he's just one of the most explosive and athletic guys out there. So I was really digging what they were doing, his quickness and then Nick's, and I thought this match was good. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it blew me away, but I mean, again, it's the 6-man Never Openweight tag team titles.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed this match. It had the right, right amount of not too crazy spots. You had
there's comedy.
Yeah, comedy.
High spots.
Yeah.
There was drama. It was all around. It was a very well told story for a very 11-minute match. Nothing crazy. I did like that the OG Bullet Club came out in the kimonos,
and
Young the Elite
Bucks
guys did not.
Yeah,
like they I wasn't sure if they just didn't get one or what the deal was, but it's obviously the 5-year anniversary of the Bullet Club, so that was kind of a telling thing. But then they seemed to kind of work it out.
Right.
Another thing too was, in New Japan, you never really see interfactional matches like we've talked about in the past. And then beyond that, like, you never see title matches between guys in the same faction.
Right.
So this was kind of on the low key, on the low, like kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was one thing that I was like, wow, And ultimately, we ended up getting new tag team, new 6-man open weight tag team champions.
The Bucks hit more bang for your buck, which is one of my favorites of their tag finishers. I mean, the Meltzer driver is cool.
I like the best Meltzer ever.
Best Meltzer ever. Well, that's that's
Daniels and them. My bad.
Yeah, that's the Addictions.
No. The Indie Taker. Yeah. My bad. And then the Cease and Desist.
Yeah, Cease and Desist. I really like more bang for your buck, and that's what they did here. And we have new, never 6-man champs, the super villains.
Here's something that we didn't hit on earlier, but let's think about this for a second. I know that they're the big bucks now, and I know that they're 206 pounds. They're 206 pounds.
Yeah, 206.
But essentially Marty Scurll is a junior.
Yeah.
These guys just came out of the junior class, and they're taking on longtime heavyweights in GOD who clearly would never be juniors. And then you got Fale, who's a huge mountain of a man. And then on the very same show, you had Roppongi 3K beating 3 heavyweights. Essentially, on paper, you had 2 instances on the same night at Dontaku where 2 junior teams beat heavyweight teams.
Right. It seems like they're starting to
what's up, bro?
Close that gap between juniors and heavies.
I don't know. I mean, at the same time, like, you can look back at the first match, like with Roppongi 3K and them, and essentially be like, well, it was a fluke win, which also, take note that Sho's the one who's getting the pinfalls and not Yo, because he's the Sean, bro.
Yes, he is.
His name's Sho. He's the Sean. But yeah, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I think, who did we even I'm gonna look back and see who we thought was even gonna win this match.
I think I predicted supervillains.
Yeah, you did. And you know what I said?
OG Bullet Club.
You know why?
Why?
Because juniors lose.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, juniors lose. Plus, like, I was kind of like, well, the Bucks don't really need it. And I mean, I guess they don't, but it's the Never title, so no one really needs it. So
right.
It doesn't matter that much. But my whole thinking was just essentially juniors lose. So, why would I even think for a second that we'd get any kind of other outcome? But we ended up with 2 times that night with juniors winning, which I think is very, 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 like, low-key interesting. Like, no one's really, like, talk about it. They didn't make a big deal. It's not like Kevin Kelly was like, juniors, but, I don't know. I can't think of any time in the past where, like, the like, juniors were coming out here as a team and, like, beating heavyweights.
Right. Yeah, very interesting. And after the match, GOD and Fale presented the supervillains with the titles. No issues. Yeah, everything seems to be fine.
Did you see they cut that promo in the back and said that, if they're going to lose the belts, there's no one better that they could lose it to. And basically, it wasn't a loss. It was a win for the Bullet Club, ultimately, and that they're their brothers and that they support them. So I was like, okay, so they're gonna squash this thing, basically, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. So following that, we had a 10-man tag with LIJ, all members of LIJ, taking on Suzuki-gun, Desperado Kanemaru, Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Minoru Suzuki. And before we even talk about the match, there seems to be something that everybody has been talking about, and that's the fact that now for Suzuki-gun multi-man matches, they're coming out to the new Suzuki-gun theme, and
I was wondering what you're talking about,
and not Kazne ni Nare. I mean, Meltzer put a tweet out about it, and he talked about it on Observer Radio this weekend. Some other New Japan podcasts talked about it too.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I thought like maybe it would be cool because I thought the idea of like a theme song would be cool. Plus like the photos that they took to announce that they were gonna come out with a new song looked like super like bad A.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this can be rad. No, the song sucks.
It does.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's like Yoshihashi level.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's bad.
And I mean, Kazune ni no Rei is a song that, even though Suzuki's a heel and like wants us all to get hit by cars when we leave the show, it's still like it's super high energy. Like you get
Not
into
to me.
it.
Me and him are cool.
Well, I'm quiet.
He told me to buy Ray-Bans. I bought Ray-Bans. I
got to hold his title.
I walked up and I said, Mr. Suzuki, I bought the Ray-Bans. He said, Ichiban, and we were good. No, actually, you know what the truth is? I didn't even get to talk to Suzuki when we were in New Orleans.
Dude, I took the picture, told him he was Ichiban, and I left.
I wish I would have. I think he would have. It was like the first show that I saw him there, and I thought you had to pay for it, but I kind of don't think you did now, looking back. But I was like, I don't know. I wussed out.
But yeah, I mean, we saw Suzuki Wrestle 2. Well, you saw him 3 times. I think I saw him
at Bloodsport. I saw him at Super Show, and then I saw him at Rev Pro.
Yeah, so I saw him at the Super Show and Rev Pro, and one of the best parts was getting to sing Kazune ni no Rei, sing that when he came out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that is like there's a lot that I don't like about Suzuki-gun already. There's a lot that I don't like about them. So then the fact that you take away like one of the biggest selling points, that like when they come out to Suzuki's music, and I know he's still going to come out to his music, but it's like it kind of does detract from like, it'd be like going and watching like a WWE show and Triple H is going to come out and he doesn't spit water.
Right.
Like what are you talking? That's his thing.
Yeah.
That's what he does, you know? Or like who else? Like what else is there? Like something that someone does that like if you go and you watch them, like you want them to do that. Otherwise, there's no point.
Like if the Undertaker came out with no lights, with the lights on, and not,
Yeah, or like freaking Kane came out and didn't like hit the pyro.
Well,
I guess he doesn't half the time.
Yeah, because there's the pyro budget.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch that freaking crap. But yeah, it's like that. There's certain guys that have like things that are just fundamental to their whole gimmick, and I don't know. It feels like you're cheating people, like taking that away. Hopefully they'll smarten up.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like the music sucks. It's fine. Like they're heels, like whatever.
So this match was all right. Kind of much of the same stuff we've seen between LIJ and Suzuki-gun.
I'm over it. I don't have to see him wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it was just it was like a lot of the stuff already, like I haven't been into the Bushi, Evil, and Takahashi and Desperado stuff, or I'm sorry, Bushi, Takahashi, Desperado, and Kanemaru stuff. Zack Sabre Jr. was great. I did like when him and Suzuki got in the ring and they alternated the holds.
Yes, that was cool.
Like it was the Garvin Stomp or some crap, but like with submissions.
Yes.
It's freaking dope. But there was literally, other than that, there wasn't much that I was too into.
Right. What do you think about Naito not coming out with the IC title?
Oh, yeah. That was something I was gonna... Bro, I mean, like, we basically predicted he would win the title at Hinokuni just because he needed the big win. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think he needed the title. And I don't think he's an IC title guy anymore, even though I feel like in reality, that's the level that they're going to keep him at. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think I would prefer maybe kind of some of the stuff we saw last year where he comes out with the belt and, like, throws it. I don't know. That was cool and all, but I don't know. Like, they just cleaned that belt up. I like when belts are clean. Yeah. And I hate, like, what he did to that belt, even though it's part of his character and all that. Like, he effed that belt up. Yeah. Bro. Well, I mean, like, the IC title, that's, like, the number 2 belt there. So I think it's kind of weird not to see that belt on the show at all. And just from an appearance-wise, that's one of my favorite belts.
I think he's going to drop it quick.
Yeah.
I've said that since he won the belt. I know that we will talk about his next title feud shortly, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Even if he wins his next title defense, I don't see him going on a lengthy reign with the belt because he's a guy who doesn't need it. I don't see, even though, like, yes, I think he's in that Nakamura slot. I don't see him being the Nakamura IC champion, the guy who champions that belt and raises its prestige and level, because as a character in kayfabe, he don't care.
Right.
He doesn't want that belt.
Yeah.
He didn't even touch it when he won it, which I thought was interesting. I did want to see him throw it. He didn't throw it.
Yeah, the only reason he won that was just to take it from Suzuki and make, ruin Suzuki's life.
The story behind it essentially is when he was supposed to headline Wrestle Kingdom, that belt ended up being the headliner between Tanahashi and Nakamura. And it was like a signifier that, like, out of those 4 guys that were in the top spots, like, he wasn't up to snuff. He literally was the reason that Okada was, like, semi-main eventing. And ever since then, that's what, like, his character has loathed that title because of what it represents, and that it cost him his Wrestle Kingdom main event, and then also that it represents basically that you are not the top guy.
Right. Clearly, you have the IC title. You're number 2.
You're number 2. You're the number 2 guy, and I mean, for a lot of guys, that's a great spot. But his character, he wants to be the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
And it's funny for a guy who doesn't care. Deep down, we all know that he really does care about that one thing. And it's that internal struggle we've been talking about since January, where he wants to be the top star. But ultimately, at the end of the day, in the eyes of the Japanese fans, he is the top guy.
Yeah.
He's the top guy. There's no denying.
Every time he comes out, man, you hear the pop. There's so many kids in LIJ shirts and hats and LIJ teddy bears, and
we'll talk about the main event of night 2 a little bit later. But if you think about it, any guy that's ever gone up against Tanahashi, they're always second fiddle as far as, like, the reactions to the crowds and things like that, including Okada, including Kenny, including anyone else that you name, except for Naito. Naito is the one guy who has stolen his shine and been, like, more over in a series of matches with him in recent years. That's got to tell you something.
Yeah.
That this guy is that big. And sometimes it doesn't always translate over here, but when you look at Tokyo Sports and, Weekly Pro and all these other publications, like, he's the guy. And he wants to be recognized as the guy, and that's why he's not carrying the belt. Long term, do you think it's, like, a good idea for them to allow him to not carry the belt?
I don't know. I just think it's weird, man. I like the IC belt, and if you're a champion, even if you hate the belt, I mean, like, drag it out or something.
Maybe have someone else carry it.
Right, like, like, have, like, Sonata or somebody, or, like, Bushi, like, hold it for you or something,
My phone was doing something weird. yeah, I would say, like, what I would do is I'd have, like, a young boy carry it.
Well, get like a LIJ young boy.
I think there was this one night, if I remember correctly, he, like, gave the belt to Jay White when he was a young boy and told him, like, here, you can have this. It was the IWGP title. He took the title and he gave it to Jay White and he told him he was the champion now. So that's pretty funny. But so he's not carrying the belt.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
We'll see where that goes from here.
You think he's going to carry the title for a while?
With this whole thing, with him not carrying the belt, I can't see him holding the belt long.
He should, what they should do? It'd be a really good booking decision is do the finger poke of doom and, like, let Sonata take the title.
Oh my god.
You want to talk? Then they should cut a promo and be like, Jay White, you want to talk about interpromotional feuds? We're gonna have a match right here, right now, tonight, live on Monday night. No, I mean, live on Road to Road to Dominion. And then they get in the match and they square up, finger poke, 1, 2, 3, and then all of LIJ gets in the ring. They celebrate. Freaking, Bushi spraying mist everywhere. Evil's got lasers going everywhere. Sonata's just sitting in the corner, completely stoic, doesn't care, but he's got 3 belts around his neck. He's got both the tag titles, and he's got the IC belt. Naito's just on the ground, like, looking up tranquilo, and then you got freaking Takahashi acting crazy, running around with a cat, and I could just see it right now. That'd be a perfect idea.
Sounds like a great idea, bro. It's a swerve.
Bro.
They'll never see it coming, bro.
People are probably listening to this show and like, what are these guys talking about? Don't make a mockery of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That would actually be awful if they ever did.
Yeah.
Learn from deceased companies. Let's never do that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's weird he's not carrying the belt.
Yeah, it's weird.
Also, I think it's funner to talk about this than this match because I didn't really dig this match at all. Again, like we started getting into it, I was like, I'm just kind of over it. Like, I'm over the whole like Suzuki-Gun LIJ feud. I thought I would enjoy it more, but nothing is really delivered.
Right.
The only thing that delivered, the whole time, was the brawls between
Naito and Suzuki
in the lead up, and their early interactions and the character work was just stellar. But as far as the match, wasn't terrible, but it just didn't really click on all levels. And then I'm ready for it to be over, and I think it is. I think it is.
So Evil picked the win up here, hits the Evil STO on Kanemaru.
What's his Darkness Falls is his other move?
Yeah, Darkness Falls.
That's the better move, right?
Yeah, he gets them in the fireman's carry position, then like throws them out into like a sit out bomb thing.
It's better move.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, he hit the STO on Kanemaru. LIJ gets the win. Then post match, the Big Bucks come out and challenge Evil and Sonata for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Titles and leave them laying with super kicks.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, so they like basically like gave a little tease like they're walking out of the ring, super kick. Boom, super kick party.
Dude, I was so happy to see him come out. We've been talking about this for forever now.
I was a little bummed.
You really?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm being a little facetious. Obviously, this is awesome, but I don't know. I've kind of been ready to see Yano and Ishii get their title shots.
Yeah.
And I guess that's never going to happen, so I don't know. But, yeah, I guess Yano and Ishii are going to be like the killer bees of their tag division, you know? Those perennial guys that are just off on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And then, you know, these guys are going to be like the new like Rockers or the new, you know, Midnight Express. Yeah. Top talent.
I'm super excited that the Young Bucks are finally getting a heavyweight tag title match. I think this matchup between...
Oh, it's going to be all... Bro, Sonata...
in the ring.
Nick Jackson and Matt Jack. Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way that match isn't going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And we've seen like LIJ's those guys that we've said on the podcast before. Like there are nights where they take it easy. They take off. They have off nights and things like that. But when the moment comes, they really can deliver. I didn't love their last title defense against KES.
Yeah.
But I really liked the match at what was it? Where did they wrestle? At Wrestle Kingdom. I really, really liked that match. I really liked their match with Goto and Okada earlier this year. The Tag League semifinals, didn't they wrestle Goto and Yoshihashi? That match was like the second or third best match of that tournament. So I mean, they've had a great year so far. You know, I mean, like, and they know how to deliver. And I think them and the Young Bucks, that's money, bro.
Yeah.
That's money.
That's a big match.
Okay, it's a little bit early for like a preview, but you think we're getting a title change? They already have title belts. They just put the never belts on them.
Right. I don't know.
That's what caught me off guard.
Yes, me too. I was not expecting that.
Because they put the title belts on them, so I was thinking like, oh, well, this is going to give them like another distraction to keep them away. And I thought we were going to get Ishii and Ishii and Yano and give them their title shot. But no, when you got A-listers, you got top talent, top of the card guys. You know, they're top guys. You gotta make room for them.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to give my official prediction away just right now. You know, still kind of early.
So, but you have a firm opinion already, huh?
I mean, I'm a Young Bucks mark, guys. I love the Young Bucks. I mean, you look at my closet, you can see all the Bullet Club shirts I have in there.
Oh man,
I love the Young Bucks. You know, I've got to meet them a few months ago for the ROH TV tapings in Lakeland. I mean, just really, really solid guys, and you know, they're on a, you know, just at the top of their game right now, and I would love to see them. I mean, I think it would just add to just how great of a tag team they are if they can get an IWGP tag title run.
Yeah, I mean, what a legacy if they do that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So that brought us to the next match. which was Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada of Chaos taking on the team of Kushida and Hiroshi Tanahashi. 16 minutes, 15 seconds. We essentially got Will Ospreay and Okada winning here, which I think that's what you predicted.
I predicted both of these matchups correctly. The first matchup, I said that Tanahashi would get the win on Ospreay. And then this matchup, I said that Okada was going to get the pinfall on Kushida.
And?
I just want to, I was right.
I don't care. I'm salty, bro.
Bro, put me over, man.
You got me. No, bro. I'm not.
Put your boy over.
What was I listening to recently? Oh, yeah. I was listening to Voices of Wrestling. They talked about... who was that? Hercules Hernandez basically wouldn't put over Sid Vicious like after.
Oh yeah.
He got freaking power bombed in the garden, took the 1, 2, 3, and stood up and just walked
out. Yeah,
that's me right now. I'm like, okay, you won, whatever. Not putting this crap over. Oh my god. Anyway, so everybody, Jeremy is better at predicting wrestling matches than I am. Did you notice, by the way, that follow us on the Social Suplex? So we have a monthly column where we all give our predictions for the WWE main event or the WWE pay-per-views. You notice I didn't weigh in on that.
Yeah, you or James Boyd.
I'm not going to be, bro. I'm sorry. I refuse to weigh in on the trivial matters of what goes on with that federation. Yes. So if we want to start one for New Japan and do that, I'm down. But going forward, I guess I shouldn't even do it anyways because I lost this anyways. Clearly, I'm not as good at predicting what's going to happen.
Oh, man.
My God. So, yeah. So, freaking Jeremy's better at it than me, guys. He's awesome. Super cool.
Thank you.
You have better T-shirts than me.
All right, but yeah.
And Jeremy's been in the gym. He's getting fit. You guys don't even know. He's getting vascular.
Getting big, pal.
He's getting ripped. Also, Jeremy has this weird thing where, like, whenever he comes out of, like, the shower, he always is wet. No, that's not true. Jeremy comes out of his room like he's coming out for, like, a wrestling match, just, like, spitting, like, water everywhere. It's just dripping wet.
Drop the bottle over my head, Can't be dry, pal.
Yeah.
Goddamn. But,
ruining the couches.
So this Ospreay and Okada against Kushida and Tanahashi.
Very good.
Yeah, very good match.
I thought it was better than the first match they had on the Road 2 show. I thought they went a little bit more all out for this. What I really liked was the interaction. Now, granted, Okada and Tanahashi's interaction's great. Kushida and Ospreay's interactions, always fantastic. And there's a lot of teasers for the match that would come up the night before. A lot of like little story elements, which I enjoyed. But what I really liked was when Ospreay and Tanahashi went at it, and Kushida and Okada. In fact, Kushida and Okada's interactions in the match were my favorite part of the match.
Yeah, those were really good. And what I loved about that, it just kind of gives you hope that Kushida could move up into heavyweight division soon.
So when he hit that one springboard Hurricane Rana with the cradle at the end, I thought he pinned Okada.
Yeah.
I thought they got me, bro. They got me. I should have known he was going to kick out, but yeah, they got me.
That was a close near fall.
And yeah, so it made me feel like both of these guys had a shot at like compete. They didn't look like they were outclassed or outmatched in their interactions with two of the all-time like legendary heavyweights in New Japan, which I really liked that aspect because it put over how world-class these juniors are, which I just thought it was great. I really liked that.
Yeah. Kushida has been a guy, really hasn't done a whole lot this year. So it's just been great to see him in the spotlight again. And really just great stuff here. A lot of great holds and spots here.
Earlier in the year, we actually did this project that never really came to fruition, where essentially the 4 main shows on the Social Suplex Network at the time, which was our show, Keepin It Strong Style,
Ricky and Clive,
the Ricky and Clive
SMC
podcast,
and One Nation Radio.
We did the Social Suplex draft, basically, where it was like organized. We each got to pick like different wrestlers from different categories. We were going to put on a hypothetical show, and this was back in December when SMC wanted to put some shows in the can because the holiday times are coming up. So we're like, yeah, we'll do it. We ended up not recording anything. But when we did that draft, we ended up drafting Kushida. And we ended up drafting Tanahashi, and I think that was our
that was our match.
That was our semi-main event we were gonna run, like, because obviously we're Japanese, New Japan based show, so we try to do a Japanese based like dream scenario, like Tokyo Dome show, and that was gonna be one of our semi-main events, and we actually had Kushida going over Tanahashi, basically the junior ace taking on the ace of the universe, and I still think that would be freaking awesome.
Oh yeah!
And every time I see Kushida interact with these heavyweights, I'm like, I know we're not the only ones who've ever said this. Like, a lot of people, and Kushida's brought up in interviews, we've brought it up multiple times, but like seeing him in that match interact with Okada, I was like, dude, he could compete at heavyweight.
Yeah, and was it 2016 or was it 2017 where he won the ROH TV title?
It was last year. Wasn't it? Yeah.
So I mean, in Ring of Honor, he was competing against heavyweight guys.
He does everywhere else.
Right, yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
so...
And he's a guy, I feel like people forget how good he is.
Well, remember, you said earlier in the year, like, oh, too bad, so sad for, like, Kushida. And I was like, bro, it's just what they do. They're putting him on the back burner.
Right.
He's in these multi-man matches. He's picking up...
I just really like him a lot. I want to see him featured more, but I understand that certain guys get kind of cooled off.
You got to cool them off
certain periods of the year. And I know with Best of Super Juniors now coming up...
He's going to have an incredible Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean... Bro, I'm ready for him to like challenge for the Never title.
Yeah.
That's the next like step for him, for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm crazy, but I could see Kushida being an IWGP champion one day.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. A friend from the show, Ben Schaefer, aka Jimmy Flips.
Oh, Jimmy Flip. He doesn't like that.
He was.
Although Ben, if you're listening, we've never given Ben a shout out.
Yeah, dude. Ben listens to our show religiously. Actually, on his Snapchat story
Bro, he puts us over.
Yeah, dude. On his Snapchat story, he posted like a screenshot of him listening to our show.
Listen, Ben. Jimmy Flips is a money gimmick,
bro. Run it.
We're ready for you to have your comeback run, brother. You think we're joking? I'm not joking. Yeah. I believe in you, bro.
But yeah, so he was messaging me today.
You need to be in Best of the Super Juniors.
That'd be cool. But yeah, he messaged me today and was talking about, what do you think about Kushida and Ospreay's interactions, and like, you think they can go heavyweight, blah, blah, talking about that. And I was like, he's like,
so we're not the only ones who thought about that.
Right. Huh? He's like, do you see them, like, how would you see that going with them in the heavyweight? And I was like, honestly, I'm not sure. I said, I don't think they would be heavyweight champions. I could see them winning like the Never and the IC title. I'm not sure
Kushida, I could.
I said out of both of them, I think Kushida would have the better chance of being the heavyweight champion. But I'm still not even sure if they would give Kushida a heavyweight title run.
I mean, he still has that Back to the Future gimmick, but I feel like if you made him a more serious competitor and put the book behind him and strap that rocket to his back, yeah, I could see it, bro. Like, Kushida is arguably, bro, it's funny because I always hear people be like, this guy's arguably top 10. Mm-hmm. It's like, there's so many good wrestlers nowadays. It's really hard to say who the top 10 is. But
right.
I mean, he's top 15 in my book.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And I wouldn't be surprised if someone had him in the like top 5 or something like that. He's that good.
Yeah.
People they sleep on Kushida.
Yeah, that was my thing back in December, or back whenever it was, and I was saying like, poor Kushida. I'm like, I just feel like overall, like when I hear
they're not gonna. He's a company boy. Right. They're not gonna forget.
I know they're not, but I just feel like overall when I listen to other podcasts that cover New Japan or hear other New Japans like talking on Twitter.
Who are you listening to? Who are you cheating on our show with?
And, I like to listen to the competition just to see, see how we sound compared to them.
By competition, you mean Wrestling Observer Live? You like to hear what Dave and
Uncle Dave
and Cousin Brian like to say?
No, man, there's some other guys out there too.
No, I'm just joking.
But and even on Twitter, like I don't see like a lot of guys, getting guys or gals getting like hyped up about Kushida. He just seems to be like
it's the gimmick.
Yeah.
And also maybe like it doesn't translate so well over to like North American fans, but I mean, anyone who sees this guy realizes very quickly he's one of the best workers in the world.
Yeah. So this match here, it was Okada getting the win. It's the Rainmaker on Kushida.
1, 2, 3. And did we get any like final interactions between him and Tanahashi at the end? I felt like we did.
Didn't they have a face-off at the end?
Maybe. I'm kind of forgetting. I watch these shows back to back. They start blending into each other. But yeah, this match was good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had a face-to-face after this match.
So that brought us to the next match of the show, which was the rematch from Wrestle Kingdom, Handsome Battle, which I am super excited about. I don't know.
The American Nightmare Cody against the Golden Star Kota Ibushi. And we kind of talked about this match off air because it seems like a majority of people who are covering New Japan seem to not really care for this matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, this match has its fair share of criticisms, and I get that, and I'm not like against that at all. I just personally really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it over and say it's like Cody's best match. It's surely not Kota Ibushi's best match. I don't even think it was as good as like Hangman and Cody from Supercard or anything like that.
You mean Hangman and Kota?
Oh, yeah, Kota. Kota and Cody are so easy. Bro, I mix names up so bad. I'm like Vince McMahon, like early 90s, just like... How about the other day I was watching Glamour Girls versus the Jumping Bomb Angels, and he didn't know the name of the Jumping Bomb Angels, so, because they're Japanese, and he's like, let's just call that one pink and that one red. And he's like, the Red Angel. The Pink Angel, what a maneuver. And I was like,
my gosh.
I was like, are you serious? They don't have a producer there, like, giving him the names? Anyway, so... I thought personally that this was, I wouldn't even say a fine match. I thought it was good. I thought it was very good.
I thought it was good. I mean,
I thought it was the best match of the night.
I don't know. I like the Omega Page match better.
I thought that was good, but I liked this better. A lot better, actually. I rated this like around 4 stars, and if someone made an argument for like 4.25, I really wouldn't like fight him on it that much, but it's probably for me like 4 stars. And I don't... What do you think it was about this match that people did not like?
Well, I think the key thing is a lot of people just don't like Cody, and they don't think that Cody is, at the New Japan, quote unquote standard, like his in-ring skill doesn't match the guys in New Japan.
And that's true.
It's true, but I feel like people, harshly criticize him because of that. And, when he's having these matches with like Ibushi and Omega and guys like that, he's graded on a much harder scale than anybody else.
I don't think it's consistent.
It's consistency.
Rance, if you're listening, consistency. No, but I don't think it's consistent because, couple things. I think Cody brings a different element to New Japan that is much needed. I think that his character work and his storytelling is phenomenal. Not only that, but like, is he up to the Kenny Omega or Okada like standard of wrestling? No, like in terms of physicality and all that, no. But he is a fantastic wrestler, and I don't think anyone can take that away from him. And I think he has grown leaps and bounds, and I think he has now he might not represent what we would call strong style,
right?
But he is acclimated to the New Japan style, and he has grown by leaps and bounds. And he's gotten so much better.
I think he adds like a little bit of the WWE flavor to the matches, which are it's good,
but not like. To me, Cody does. It's not like when I see Cody, I think like Roman or Dean Ambrose or something like that. No. Do you know what I think?
What?
He reminds me of like Rick Rude.
Yes.
Mr. Perfect.
Yes.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Rick Martel. These guys who told stories in the ring, and it's like, okay, so he slows the pace down a bit, but he's a heel. And he's doing He's a heel. And the thing is like, oh, and like he is stealing from Hulk Hogan so bad lately. Like, I don't know if, bro, like I remember when he first started doing this heel persona and everyone was talking about how he was copying like Flair and studying Flair, and no doubt he was, and I'm sure that he gets a lot of his inspiration from him. But lately, he is taking from Hogan. He is doing Hogan's moves. He's doing Hogan's mannerisms. He's got the
white belt. Yeah.
But I love it, bro. I
love it too. And the thing that's so weird to me is like, I love The Miz, and a lot of people love The Miz, but I think Cody's a better wrestler in the ring than The Miz.
Yeah, way better.
And don't get me wrong, Miz just had an awesome match with Seth Rollins on Backlash, but overall, I feel like, you know, people like to joke and call Cody, you know, the 3-star savior.
Which he is.
He, you know, but I feel like a guy like...
We need to be consistent. He
is. But I mean, I feel like a guy like The Miz could be called a 3-star savior.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same thing. Miz has a great character, great promo, but he's not of the standard of a Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, a Finn Balor, you know, guys that can really work. I mean, you do have those occasions like this past Sunday at Backlash where he does get a really phenomenal match, but he does not always perform on that level. And I feel like Cody overall, if you could last year and you put all their big matches back to back, like compare them, I'm pretty sure Cody would have the overall higher star rating average.
Now, being on the other side of things, I don't think you're incorrect, and I don't think the people that dislike Cody would even argue with that, because again, we got to take in consideration we're talking about New Japan fans, and I think they would say the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I think that's not really, to them, they're like, that's not the argument. The problem is he's not up to their expectations.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's no Shibata, you know?
Right.
He's no Will Ospreay, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But he's Cody. And there's no one like Cody in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And at one point we were like, I remember in the beginning of the year, like Rich was asking us, is he good enough? Or, you know, and I mean, mm-hmm. and we were like, he's still trying to find himself. And then when Wrestle Kingdom came around, I was like, dude, Cody is a star.
Yes.
He's a star. Now, it's more like his in-ring work is starting to slowly catch up to this character that he's built for himself. I don't watch Cody matches and think to myself, oh God, here we go.
Right.
Because I'm entertained every single match that he's
so am I, dude. I love Cody. I'm always entertained, you know.
There are guys that I like that I think are maybe okay. Let's take an example like Jay White, mm-hmm. a guy who has his fair share of criticisms and stuff, and some of them are warranted, some of them are overblown, out of proportion. But if you were just talking about like the New Japan style, he's probably quote unquote better. Mm-hmm. But I think that overall Cody's matches are better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't hear people talking like that because they don't want to admit necessarily that Cody is as good as he is, and he's very, very good. I've also noticed that Ring of Honor fans love Cody and New Japan fans loathe Cody, and I'm starting to learn slowly but surely that the crossover between those two sections, it doesn't cross over as much as you think it does.
You would think it would, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I mean, and like we were at Ring of Honor house show, what was that, a few weeks ago?
They love him.
In Lakeland, bro, and they were going crazy for Cody.
Every Ring of Honor show I've been to, which is recently in the past, 5-6 months, it's been 3.
We've been to 3 shows, yeah.
They love him. He is so over. New Japan shows, like went Long Beach, he got booed out of the building.
Right.
Bro, he got booed on this match.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember listening and being like, he's audibly getting booed by like a Fukuoka crowd.
Right. And
they don't boo anyone.
And I remember one of our early criticisms about Cody was we felt that the Japan audience really didn't even care about Cody. Like, he would come out, there would be no reaction, no cheers, no boos, just nothing. Like,
remember I said he was like every guy from WCW, like in the mid '90s. He's like your Lex Luger's or your Rick Rude's, like or Sting. They just don't care.
Right. I mean,
he's like Ron Simmons in WCW or in New Japan. Like, they don't care.
But now they can't.
They care.
Yeah, they boo this man.
Now they might not like him, but they care, bro. And so that's why I'm like, he brings something that's much needed to New Japan in the sense of like character and storytelling and like heelism, and like he carries on this tradition of like the cocky American foreign heel who is dastardly, and like he's getting heat, bro. And so it's like if he's getting heat, now I know like New Japan's more about sports style wrestling, but this guy's an entertainer, and like he's awesome. And like anyone who says otherwise they're fooling themselves. I'm sorry, like that's my hot take. Like they're fooling themselves. I don't mean to criticize people, and we all can have different opinions, but now I'm not saying Cody's the greatest thing in the world.
Right, and obviously
he's not Okada.
Yeah, he's not, the best in-ring performer there is. No, we're not saying that, but he offers a lot to the wrestling business. And I mean, even look, Super Card of Honor. Yes, Kenny Omega was a huge draw, but there had to be somebody on the other side.
Yeah, like this whole thing with the Bullet Club and stuff, without Cody, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And
people can say like, oh, well, he's a wave rider and he's, riding on their coattails and stuff. And maybe there is some truth to that, but they're all doing that because none of them were there when it started.
Right.
Devitt's in WWE,
AJ.
Well, no. I'm talking about just the original for not Gallows, but
Carl Anderson.
Yeah, Carl Anderson's in WWE, and obviously like Fale and Tama have almost like had to take a back seat to the stardom of the other guys, but they're the ones who started that whole thing. The only guys who are like really like been there from the beginning are like the Bucks, and they only came in a little bit later.
Right.
But they all. Everyone who came in after that, AJ, Kenny, the Bucks, all these guys, they grabbed a hold of this brand that elevated them, and they elevated it too. Cody's doing the same thing that they all did,
right?
Just in his own way. I mean, can you really hate the guy for not being Kenny Omega?
No,
there's only one
Kenny Omega. There's only one Okada. There's only one Tanahashi, one Ibushi. Like. He's not going to be those guys, and he he's getting better, but he might not ever get to that level.
But bro, the Cody that we're seeing now, he's having a banner year. He's having a banner like career like phase of his life, and this is a guy who was dressed up like Stardust 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
This is a guy who like nobody cared about, and he's one of the hottest acts outside of WWE right now, and yeah, he matters in New Japan. He matters. And you know what? He got a freaking clean win over Ibushi.
Yeah.
I think part of it was like the stalling. People don't like that, and they don't like a lot of the like
taunting.
The taunting.
Powder.
Yeah, they don't like that, which I get it. Like, but not every match can be not every match not even that it can't be, not every match has to be like Hanari and Ishii.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a spot for Yano. You got people over here who are like, oh, yeah, Yano brings this element, Kenny brings his element. You know what I mean? Zack Sabre Jr., like people are like, oh, well, Zack's not for everybody, but he's over like Rover, and then Cody comes in and he's bringing this whole other dynamic and element, which I appreciate and enjoy because no one else is doing it in New Japan, and he's hated for it. And it's not even just like. Now, for some people, it's like real heat. It's like he's a heel and they hate him. But for other people, he's got like go away heat with some fans.
Yeah,
because they think he's like, I don't know, maybe they think he's Americanizing like the New Japan product or something like that. But
well, I think a lot of people they just see like this quote unquote WWE reject that's taking a spot from somebody, from one of their favorites.
I think he's a draw, man. I'm not saying he's gonna sell out like the Tokyo Dome or anything like that, but he's getting reactions.
Well, I think just look at
proof's in the pudding.
Look at Ring of Honor. I mean, house shows are up, attendance has been up, pay-per-view buys have been up since he's been in Ring of Honor during his whole Ring of Honor World Title run. A lot of people might want to say, oh, it's because of New Japan why the Ring of Honor houses are up, and that's not true. You can look back to non-New Japan co-branded shows and see that the attendance has been up.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone on with this, and I think we got to kind of wrap it up. I think it's... Yeah. But this was, for me, I thought that this match was very, very good. I thought it was a fitting sequel to the first match that they had, which I thought was better than here. And obviously, there's no Brandy.
Oh yeah, that was kind of disappointing.
But Brandy did add a lot to that match and to the overall presentation. But I thought this match was really, really good. The strike exchanges were good. Everything was crisp in the ring. Kota Ibushi was doing crazy stuff. Cody was doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
The ref bump was great.
The table spot.
The table spot was awesome.
How can you not respect Cody for taking that double stomp through the table, bro?
Bro, I don't think we talked about it here. Did we talk on the podcast about that? The podcast I was telling you about with Gato and Kenny Omega talking about the table?
We talked about it off the air, I believe.
So Kenny was on Talk Is Jericho like months and months ago, and they were talking about the tables, and they were talking about, him and Jericho were talking about how the tables never break, and he's like, yeah, I've actually brought that up to Gato and been like, maybe we should get some different tables, they don't really break. And he's like, Japanese style table. he's like strong style table. He's like, authentic. It's Japanese. And he's like, yeah, but it's kind of detrimental to our health. He's like, no. It doesn't matter if you guys like are killing yourself on these Japanese tables. Like, we're not changing them. Like, that's what we're gonna use.
But yeah, Kota did like what, 2 double stomps?
Yeah, he did the double stomp off the top rope, and I mean, the impact of the second one, like the first one looked awful when when the table didn't break, and I was like, my God. And then he did it again, and he like crushed the middle and just sunk into it like he was Uncle Fester laying in bed. like he just sunk into it, and he looked like he was in so much pain, and his back was bleeding. Like, that was an awesome spot. And then how did this match even wrap up, bro? Like,
so the end of this match up here.
Oh yeah, he kept trying to get him with the
Kamigoye. Cody kept countering the Kamigoye.
Thinking man's wrestler.
Yeah, so at the very end, he countered the Kamigoye again. Crosses the floor. Ibushi dives over the barricade to wipe him out. And then back in, Cody hits the crossroads for 2. And then he hits his new vertebreaker finish for the win.
That was almost bad. The way that I don't know whose fault it was. If maybe, or it could have been both guys. Mm-hmm. Luckily, everyone was safe. But the way he dropped Kota, and the way Kota, like, instead of tucking his chin, he started to like lean back. Maybe it was just gravity, but he almost like dumped him on his head. I was very nervous about that. He calls this new move Deep Fire.
Yeah. I believe it's a video game reference.
Yeah, it's Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I freaking love Legend of Zelda. It's like one of my all-time favorite like series. But yeah, so I thought this match was I mean, what would you rate it for you personally? Because I'm probably higher than you, I guess.
I don't know. I'm like kind of like between like 3.75 and 4.
Okay. So you liked it like quite a bit too. Like,
yeah,
I rated their Wrestle Kingdom match 4.5, and I feel like I'm the only person in life other than like James Boyd who felt that way. Like,
no, I rated it. I think I rated it 4.5, maybe. Maybe I was 4.25. I can't remember.
You were a little bit lower, but okay. I mean, we were both pretty high on it. And a lot of people were like, some people thought it was great, but no one seemed to be that high on it. This match, bro, I saw people giving it like 2 stars.
Yeah, bro,
3 stars.
What?
Like, I don't get it, because I thought it was a fitting match. I thought it was just very good. That's it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say match of the year. It wasn't a match of the year contender. It's not gonna be like a contender for match of the month or anything. But I just thought it was really good. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe I'm a mark. I don't know. I don't even like Cody. The thing is like, I'm trying to be objective. Like, I'm not like sitting here being like, I love Cody.
But he's good.
But he's good.
Yeah.
And anyone who thinks he's not, like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because this guy's awesome. Anyways.
Oh, man.
So let's go to this main event. Omega and Adam Page, Hangman.
Yeah, so before the bell, Cody came back out, and him and Hangman jumped Omega from the beginning.
That's right.
And Cody brought a table out, but then Omega's finally, able to come back and fight them off.
I was glad to see Kenny Omega in a singles match. It's been too long. We haven't seen him since what? Since the Jay White match?
No, bro. Super Card of Honor.
I don't count that. It was outside of New Japan. Plus, that match had so much tomfoolery. I have to go back and rewatch it to see if I even like it. Because at the time, we walked out of there and we're like, one of the best North American matches of the year. And then I thought about it and I was like,
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't that good. But the moment was good.
But being there live, bro.
We should watch it live tonight.
Yeah.
We should watch it back and see what we think, and then
report back.
Because we haven't even watched it back. But I thought this was good.
But really, was the Jay White match the really last Kenny one-on-one match in New Japan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because he's been doing Golden Lovers stuff.
Golden Lovers matches.
Yeah.
So, Adam Page came in here with a groin injury. Hats off to that guy because he worked through it. And I don't know how bad the injury was, but he was able to. You could tell he was moving a little funny, but
he was still doing crazy stuff and flipping and doing high spots. And
that's another guy who's like one of the most improved this year.
Oh yeah,
like right now, probably like him, Hanare, Chase Owens, and like as weird as it sounds, Juice. Even though, like, every year it's, like, Juice is one of the most... like, every single year of his career, like, Juice is one of the most... But, like, he really is still, like, getting better. Right? Like, for me right now, those guys are, like, in a four-way, like, race for that award, basically.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, yeah, I thought this match was really, really, really good. I mean, you seem to like it a little bit more than me, so what were your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this match. I know a lot of people complained that there was like too much smoke and mirrors, like the Cody interference, like
I agree.
The table spots.
I agree.
I understand that, you know, they were trying to probably cover up for the fact that, you know, Hangman was injured.
I cut him slack for that too. I thought the same thing.
But I don't know what it was, but I really enjoyed this match. I like the smoke and mirrors aspect to it.
I love smoke and mirrors.
Like, dude, we mentioned...
I don't want to see two guys get in there and have a catch-as-catch-can style wrestling match. I want to see some chair shots.
I'm not saying that. Okay.
I want to see a barricade spot.
I'm not saying I want to see that every match, but I think there are certain matches that call for it, and this thing has been very heated. I mean, this goes...
It's been building.
Yeah, this goes back to when, you know...
New beginning.
The whole thing where the whole Bullet Club implosion happened.
Yeah.
With Kenny, you know, refusing to let Hangman get the U.S. title shot.
Yeah, he refused to let him go over, too.
Yeah.
No,
but I love the last right, or the rite of passage on the table, and
let's talk about that. So I watched it, and the way I saw it, and I didn't do a replay, but maybe I could be wrong here, but the way I saw Hangman's knees hit the ground, and also kayfabe alert is we're gonna break kayfabe here in a second, but I saw his knees hit the table. Then I saw Kenny not hit the table, like his head. I did not see his head hit the table. Then the next thing I know, he's bleeding on the top of his head, like he's Will Ospreay at what was it, Dontaku, or I'm sorry, where he almost killed himself.
Sakura Genesis. And it looked like a legit like head injury. Did his head hit that, or was that a blade job? I think his head, because I know we were talking about it, and I was telling you about I got the blade jobs confused.
Yeah, you were talking about Naito. I knew Naito got bladed.
No, but I think his head did hit. Because you saw there was a clear imprint in the table. Those were not. I don't think those were knees.
Those were knees.
Really?
Yeah, those were knees.
It looked like one big circle to me.
No, he didn't drop him on his neck on the. I'm not saying that he couldn't have hit his head or got cut open. I'm not saying that. I just didn't see it. I was wondering if maybe you caught it. But the implosion, the brunt force, that wasn't Kenny's head hitting the thing. Kenny would be dead. I mean, maybe a little.
Well, I'm sure a piece of the wood probably ricocheted. And
could have. Yeah, I mean, definitely. But I just was curious. I didn't know if, like, I was like, man, this dude's blading on the top of his head or what, or maybe just. But it wasn't a precarious spot where you wouldn't really normally blade. Like, you wouldn't blade on the top of your head. So he must have actually hit it, I guess. But I don't know. But yeah, I thought this match was really good. I mean, Hangman, bro, is doing crazy stuff out there. Like, this is a guy who's coming for, you know, he wants a top spot, bro.
Yeah.
He wants a top spot. And, like, I think we were talking about, we listed him as one of our most improved of the year last year. And surprisingly, he got a lot of votes. Probably because he's a Bullet Club guy.
Yeah.
And the popularity, like, more familiarity. But, bro, this year, like, with this match, the match with Jay White, the match with Kota Ibushi at that super card.
Oh yeah, that match was fire.
I was hoping this would be like a breakout. I didn't think it was quite.
It was not a breakout performance, and I'm pretty sure that had to do with the injury.
But he was competitive. It wasn't like in any sense like, and there was times where it almost he hit him with the Dude Buster at one point. Did you notice that? Or I don't know if you call it the Dude Buster. That's the move that
Trent Beretta
uses. Mm-hmm. He did a variation of that move, and for a second there, like he got a near fall off.
I think he did it forward though, and not the way that Trent does it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, Trent does do it behind, almost like the rites of passage.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he did it forward.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And, man, let me ask you, what's your take on this? The V-trigger.
Bro, I love the V-trigger.
Okay, I know that you love the V-trigger, and so do I. I mean, every single knee strike that we see in any match ever, no matter how slow, how fast, how cool, how terrible it is, we call it the V-trigger. Like,
yeah.
I'm sitting here watching 1986 like wrestling and watching guys do a knee lift, and I'm like, V-trigger!
We're watching, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, and I'm like, V-trigger.
V-trigger, V-trigger. But, how many V-triggers is too many, bro?
I don't know. I do get it's one of those moves that are spammed. It's like getting like the Brock Lesnar German suplex and F5.
I mean, they're awesome, and like, but it's starting to get to the point where like over the years, it's like the amount of V triggers in every match is like increasing, and now it's like between this and the Jay White match, I'm like, how many freaking V triggers is this dude? Like you should they look so devastating that like you know what it reminds me of was when Cesaro first started doing the uppercut,
the pop up uppercut.
Yeah, that you're going to jail now.
Yeah,
you're going to jail now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God, those bring me back to the Winghouse days. Me, Rich, and James watching guys get thrown up in the air. You're going to jail now. But I was like, that should be his finisher. And like, I love the one winged angel, but like the V trigger is so devastating. You're like, this should be killing people.
Yeah.
And they get like 10 V triggers. Like, I bet you like between this match, the Y2J match, and the Jay White match, there's probably like over 30 V triggers.
Yeah.
You think I'm exaggerating?
No, I'm not.
You think, like, bro, think about that. How many of these things is this guy gonna hit? It's too many, bro.
It's like when you're playing the old SmackDown games and you start your thing of like infinity finishers and you just like keep hitting it.
No, it's not. You know what it's like? It's like when you create a wrestler
and you give them all
super moves that like you shouldn't really have. Like you have no filler moves. You just have super moves the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like flying knee. It's like freaking A. Like how many flying knees is this guy gonna get hit with? So I don't know that, and I'm Kenny's still like the best in the world, but man, I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's too many.
I don't know. I just love it so much.
But yeah, I thought that this match was very, very good. Ultimately, I thought he like clipped. It looked like he knocked him silly with one of those V triggers too. Like Hangman started like either Hangman's a really good seller, or he got like knocked silly.
Yeah.
But he countered the one winged angel. Obviously Snapdragon. I really liked the finishing sequence to this match. Omega was killing with V triggers, double underhook pile driver for 2 count, which is what the J driver.
J driller,
yeah. And then Page was out. He hit him with the V trigger, one winged angel, 1, 2, 3. So even with the rites of passage on the table, couldn't put away good old Kenny.
Yeah. So yeah, that wrapped up night 1. A very good night. Now we're gonna go into night 2.
What would you rate that match? Drop some stars on me.
I think I was at 4 for that one.
I'm like 3.5. But it was good.
Yeah.
3.5. Bro, we're at this phase in life where people think if it's not like 4.5, it's not a good match. It's like 3 is a good match. Anything over 3 is actually like good. 4 is like great, and like when you get to 5, you're talking about like one of the best matches in the history of the sport. Like, we need to redefine these like match ratings.
Yeah, we do. All right, so May 4th was the second night here. Let's run through these pretty quickly. We spent a lot of time on that first night.
Yeah, a lot of this we don't have to like kill or anything like that, especially since a lot of it was like very similar.
Yeah.
But we got Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Jushin Liger taking on Umino, Ren Narita, and Yamura. I thought that this was a good match. I thought Yamura had a better accounting of himself than Tsuji. But, we got the typical Tiger Mask and Jushin Liger, kind of grumpy old guys. And then Taguchi again with the submission. He got him, I don't remember who he got.
Narita again.
With the ankle lock. The ankle lock. So both his finishers, so we're good there. good little match, good opener. Then we got our boys Chase and Yujiro taking on Yuji Nagata and Oka. Again, Oka gets jobbed. Nagata's probably beating him in the back with like Singapore cane for like hours on end after that. So Chase and Owens and Yujiro kind of heating up.
Yeah, they're gelling.
Yep. Also, they were the only guys who don't end up in the 10-man tag later in the night.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Shoyo and Rocky Romero, Roppongi 3K took on Taka Michinoku, Iizuka, and Taichi, which I don't know why we had to see this again. I really don't, but it happened again. 1-star special. This is like one of the worst things in New Japan ever.
Yeah.
Sho gets the win. We'll move on. Tomohiro Ishii and Togi Makabe picking up the win against... Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano taking on Hanari and Togi Makabe, picking up the win here. Again, Ishii and Toa Hanari, fantastic. We got callbacks to Makabe and Ishii's, feuds from years past. Mm-hmm. Really, really good. 7 minutes, nothing crazy. Get him in, get him out. I am still waiting for the Yano Ishii title challenge.
Well, they have to get in the back of the line because the big bucks are up.
Oh, bro, Ishii and the Bucks. We already seen them wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then Toru Yano with his comedy and then their comedy. I feel like that'd be a really good match.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Then that brings us to a 6-man tag. So you got Dave Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Michael Elgin taking on Chaos, which was... Who was in that match that night?
It was Goto, Jay White, and Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi got the win with Karma.
Why? We need to stop and talk about that for a second. Why?
I guess they're...
After they just pushed Dave Finlay and all that. Why?
I guess they wanted to throw Yoshihashi a bone. They really haven't done anything with him in a while. And they're like, let's give Yoshihashi a quick little win here. I don't know, maybe...
I don't understand this booking decision at all.
Getting him primed for...
I remember watching it and thinking, really? Did they just do that?
Yeah, getting him primed for a G1 maybe.
He better not be in the G1. Yo, there's a... Okay, that's something... Why are you laughing?
You said that like you're just so serious about that. He better not be in the G1.
Bro, like the G1... Okay, so New Japan is like very stacked this year. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys that could be in the G1, and there's a lot of guys who've been in it in the past who don't need to be in it right now. And I am firmly of the belief that Yoshihashi should not be in the G1.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and I don't know why he had to beat Dave Finlay. They've been trying to build this kid up, and I don't know, it's whatever. It's not like the end of the world, but it just did not make sense to me, especially when you got Goto. Who you said it was Goto, Jay White, and Yoshihashi?
Yeah.
And you have Yoshihashi pick up the win? I mean, clearly, like, if we're back to the whole David Finlay's taking the fall, LOL, like... Juniors lose and Dave Finlay loses, and that's like if that's where we're at, that's fine. But like, job him out to Jay.
Yeah,
job him out to Goto.
Have one of the champions win.
I mean, it's fine. I guess like there are probably people that like Yoshihashi. I just don't, and I don't get it because there's nothing that's gonna happen in the near future with him. Am I wrong?
No, I mean he's just one of those guys. He's a good hand.
He's not getting a title shot.
Yeah.
Him and Dave Finlay gonna run it?
I guess so.
They're gonna have a special singles match on one of these Red 2 shows? Like,
well, the Best of Super Juniors, a bunch of shows, they might want to throw them in there somewhere.
Nah, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, so I did not understand that at all, especially with all the other title feuds going on.
But there was an angle after this match. Taichi came out and attacked Goto and Elgin after the match, and
with the nightstand?
Or with the mic stand, yeah.
Yeah. So that's building. We're to the next feud. We'll talk about that later. So that brings us to was this a 10-man tag or was this 8-man?
The next
LIJ against Suzuki-gun.
This was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a 10-man tag.
Okay, so we got all 5 members of LIJ taking out Suzuki-gun. Who was there? Was Desperado?
Yeah, Desperado, Kanemaru, Lance Archer, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Minoru Suzuki.
Were you surprised that Zack Sabre was left off night 2? He was clearly in Japan.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because, he's a guy, he just... we mentioned before, he just signed a full-time deal with New Japan.
I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. I again don't have to rehash it. I'm over this feud.
Right.
I did not think that I didn't like the first match the night before very much, and I didn't think that this was better. But give us the play-by-play. What happened?
All right, so
it's everything you would expect from LIJ and Suzuki-gun, essentially.
Right, we'll go towards the end of the match here. Desperado uses a ref as a shield and hits a spear. Suzuki-gun clears the ring. He's working over Takahashi. Naito tags in, starts working over Kanemaru. Suzuki makes the save. Sonata is in, and it breaks down. Evil takes out Smith and Archer. Then it's back to Naito and Suzuki. Naito dumps him and then hits the Destino on Kanemaru for the win.
Great. So, that Destino was beautiful too, by the way.
Yeah. But the real story here...
So Suzuki-gun basically leaves. They're throwing young boys around. LIJ's in the center, just like celebrating. They all throw their fists up and everything like that. Again, Naito's out there, sans IC title, and then they all kind of like celebrated, and then you got like the main guys. They all kind of drifted off and left, and then kind of left Suzuki to kind of like
Naito.
Naito to kind of like bask in the glory and do the Tranquilo pose and everything, and then take us to the big story.
Yeah, so Naito's walking up the ramp, clapping hands with some fans.
But did you notice like people kept grabbing him?
Yeah,
like he was like lingering, and people kept grabbing him. I almost kind of felt like maybe he was grabbing them.
Yeah,
he's a worker.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, some guy in a Bushi mask
just
grabs him and starts punching him, jumps over the rail, starts attacking him.
Where's the security?
Right, what were the young boys doing?
Yeah, what were the young boys? Bro, the young boys got murdered for that. They're like, you let our top star, so just some deranged maniac jumps over the guardrail.
Right, and starts, whooping on Naito. Next thing you know, pulls the mask off after some trouble to reveal Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho with the struggle of all-time struggles trying to get the mask off. I felt like I could have got it off way quicker than he did. He had some trouble there. But I feel like, being the theatric guy he is, there's a certain way he wanted to reveal it.
Yeah.
And he's got black lipstick on.
And the eyeshadow.
He's got eyeshadow.
Make him look like he was like a Bushi fan.
Yeah, he looked like something.
Yeah, he looked weird.
And, his hair is long right now. Did you watch the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yes, I did.
Was his hair like that long just a couple weeks ago? Or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it, so I didn't realize like how long he's let his hair get, but and he looks bigger too. Like, has he gained weight?
I think he has. Yeah.
I hope he gets in shape.
That DDP yoga ain't working for him.
Bro, we need to do a drop for DDP yoga, and then like call him afterwards and be like, hey, bro, we did drop for you on our show. We'll get a cease and desist.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, he beat the crap out of Tetsuya Naito, bro. What were you thinking, dude?
My first thought was, I told you, I do not trust Chris Jericho. And, he's cutting all these interviews and promos talking about the money and how he's done and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, don't trust that man. Don't trust that man. Do not trust that man. I refuse to be worked by Chris Jericho.
Oh, my God.
And I knew
Why am I taking so many L's on this podcast?
I knew he wasn't done. And, he listened to his friend Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens screamed at him to go back to Japan. And that's exactly what he did.
Wait. When did that happen?
In the Greatest Royal Rumble. Because Jericho came out at number 50, and Kevin Owens was like, what are you doing here? Go back to Japan!
Oh, my God. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, so he listened to Kevin Owens. He's back in Japan. Brutally attacked Naito.
Who's Kevin Owens? I only know Kevin Steen.
Oh, my God. Mr. Wrestling? Or what was his Ring of Honor?
I don't know.
I forget now.
I'm just being a mark. I really wasn't watching Ring of Honor back then.
But yeah, so Jericho gets the ring bell, cracks him with the bell.
So, okay, so I will say this. So, do you know when the blade job happened?
I don't.
I saw it clearly happen. So Red Shoes was in the ring, and so were all the young boys, and Jericho was throwing the young boys around, and they were all, and the staff and everything, and all these guys were trying to help Naito. And then I saw Red Shoes go over to him and get down on his knees, and the old school wrestling. I didn't even have to listen to, you heard it on Wrestling Observer Radio?
Yeah.
I saw it happen. I didn't even know.
Dude, I'm terrible at seeing when the blade gets passed off.
You know what I'm terrible at seeing? When people slap their thighs. Like, I can't see that because I don't think... You know what? I'm starting to notice guys were doing it even back in the old days, and I'm like, did I just see Dynamite slap his thigh? Like,
yeah.
Did I just see Ricky Steamboat slap his thigh? Like, there were guys doing it back then, actually, a little bit. Not as much as now, and not as obvious, but I'm starting to notice it. But anyways, but I never catch that. But I never miss a blade job. You know why? Because I love color, bro. But yeah, I saw Red Shoes over there, and I was like, oh crap, he's blading him right now. And then I don't want to, sorry to break the suspense, everybody, but when Jericho's over there and he's got the bell and everyone's paying attention to him with the bell, yeah, Red Shoes is blading Naito down there, and it's actually not even that good of a blade job because it's too obvious. I could see it, he's trying to make it look like he's helping him. Yeah, he's clearly blading him, and then when Naito gets up, he's already gushing. Like, that blade job was excessive. That's why guys shouldn't let other guys blade them.
Right. Yeah.
Also, they don't do it in Japan, so no one's really used to it. But anyway, he was already a bloody mess, and then that's when Jericho essentially came over, hit him with the ring bell, and then at that point he stands up, and then you can clearly see he's gushing at that point, but he'd already been bladed prior to that. It's you got to really pay attention to these things.
Yeah, man, I always miss the blade jobs.
But I really liked the way that the camera angles were kind of handling this, the production team, because they were selling it in a way to where they weren't focusing on it. They're trying to do quick cuts to cut away, which they don't generally do, because it was almost how sometimes you see how they gray out the screen to hide the blood.
Yeah.
It was almost like that sort of effect. And for a while they were not focusing on it. And then it was awesome how Jericho, all the young boys had him pulled apart and everything like that.
Dude, LIJ is the worst backup ever. You don't want to catch yourself in the wrong side of town in a fight, because LIJ ain't gonna have your back.
Well, they can hear what's going on out there, because you always see in the backstage promos.
You hear everything in the backstage promos. So
I'm assuming maybe, who knows, maybe they were just really excited to get to the locker room, and then they just they don't have monitors back there. That's what I'm just gonna assume, that they're not that bad.
Yeah.
This obviously was not as egregious as
Wrestle Kingdom, New Year's Dash. New Year's Dash, when they were
just right there,
literally outside the ring.
My God!
At least they went to the back.
Yeah, they went to the back, and then they came out, and then it seemed like Jericho was gonna leave, and then he came back and just started pounding him, and I thought that was great. I was not as shocked about this as I was about Fukuoka last December.
Yeah.
Even though I think, I started hearing the rumors obviously a couple days prior to that. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
PW Insider kind of blew the lid on this, so they didn't do as good of a job keeping it under wraps. But at the same time, I didn't know what to expect, and I thought that I thought this was a really well done angle. It didn't have for me personally, because we'd already seen it once at New Year's Dash, it didn't necessarily have the impact that the road to Wrestle Kingdom. That's what. No. What it was I'm sorry. It was the Tag League Finals where they did it. Yeah. Where Don Callis took that was just an all-time classic
angle. Yeah.
This was also very, very good, and I mean, how often do you get angles like this in New Japan? So I'm very, 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 very excited, and I'm so glad to get him out of that Suzuki-Gun feud. But dude, he was a 1.0 on the Muda scale. I mean, he was bleeding bad.
Yeah.
Bad. As bad as any blade job you've ever seen. That's how bad it was. It was they hit an artery or some crap. He was gushing.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Roman at WrestleMania, but pretty bad. Yeah. What were your final impressions on this, and what are you looking forward to in the future with this?
I'm just glad that Jericho came back to New Japan.
He got me, bro. How about the
Lista Ingobernables de Jericho?
Los Ingobernables de Jericho?
Yeah.
I kind of want that shirt. I never want a shirt, but that one I'm kind of that one's pretty awesome. It's better than the Alpha Club one. But yeah, I'm excited, bro. You know me, I love blood feuds, bro.
Yeah.
Arn Tully, Duggan DiBiase, Like, I live for that crap. So I'm excited. I'm gonna do myself a favor from now on and start listening to Uncle Dave when he says that a guy's coming back for a show, because he's been saying for like literally all year he's coming back for Dominion. He's coming back for Dominion, and I've been like, you're wrong. And
maybe we should listen to your co-host that says not to trust Chris Jericho.
Yeah, but you don't know nobody. No, you're right. I should have listened to you. Bro, we're idiots too, because literally, like, our show dropped like right before this happened, and then like also literally like our show drops, and then like a couple hours later, like it's like, oh, PW Insider's reporting that they see Jericho, and I'm like, dang it! Why did I say that on the air? I'm a fool. Fool. So Jericho's back, everybody. I got worked again. Jeremy's the best.
Oh man, I love this episode. So next up, we had the 10-man tag with Tanga Loa, Tama Tonga, Bad Luck Fale, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega against Cody, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll, and the Young Bucks. This was
one team with the kimono. We got Team Kimono and Team No Kimono.
Yeah, Cody was furious. He didn't have a kimono. He's like, "Where's my kimono?"
I'm not part of the Bullet Club. I'm the leader of the Bullet Club. I thought Kevin Kelly and Don Callis' like calling was very good all show, but I thought especially for this match, like they did a great job telling the story. Also, Cody just his hair keeps getting worse and worse. Now he's got it shaved on the side, and like it looks really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there.
Hopefully he gets some extensions or some crap and like does it big for Dominion. I don't know, because I'm not digging this at all right now.
But yeah, I mean, this match was okay.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun.
I thought it was gonna be like a hate-filled, like tension-filled,
but it wasn't. The main tension was between Omega and Cody
and Kenny, and that was it.
Yeah,
really, that was it. And they had a match. Everyone, it was kind of like your standard 10-man tag in New Japan, except like less like heat behind it, more just like it was kind of a good extension of the 6-man tag that they had the night before, and we got the continuation of the story of heavyweight Marty Scurll
trying to body slam Bad Luck Fale, and that
played in the finish.
Yeah, he started the match trying to do it, ended the match trying to do it.
He got him up though.
He got him up, but then Fale, it was just too much for him. Squashed him. 1, 2, 3. OG, Bullet Club, and Ibushi get the win. Then post match, we see the OG Bullet Club throw up the 2 sweets.
What happened to Cody and Kenny? Did they like fight into the back?
They fought to the back.
Okay, that made sense.
Yeah.
I almost didn't see it. I don't know if the cameras weren't on it or what was happening there.
Yeah, they ran to the back.
Matt and Nick Jackson threw up the 2 sweet sign.
Yeah, and later on, Matt was like, "That's gonna cost me $150,000."
Yeah,
and Don Callis was like, "That's only 3 days worth of T-shirt sales for you."
How about Don Callis is like, if a certain stooge is watching this program right now, and they're like, you know who you are, and I was like, who?
But it seems like Bullet Club is fine, except Kenny and Cody.
Yeah, so
this kind of placed that theory I said a few episodes back, like maybe they kick both Kenny and Cody out of the club.
We've had some fluid ideas though. I mean, at one point we thought they were splitting. At one point we thought it was going to go this way or that way. I'll take the L right now, and I'll man up and call back to my track history. I did think we were seeing all the Being the Elite guys leave the Bullet Club. And I'm not saying it couldn't still happen, but at the same time, I mean, there was always that little nugget in the back of my head, like, they're going to leave the merch sales of the Bullet Club behind.
Your merchandise sale. Your dwindling merchandise sales.
Your dwindling merchandise sales, yeah. So I thought that this was good, though, to kind of like just set the stage that these guys are all cool with each other, and it's really just Cody and Kenny. So at this point, we're kind of getting some clarity, or at least some supposed clarity, because this could take another turn. We don't know where it's going to go, but for now, Bullet Club's fine. It's just Cody and Kenny, and now we need to get that decisive match between them to really blow this thing off. And I don't know, maybe the Bullet Club. Sometimes I just think the Bullet Club's run its course. We'll see. But 5-year anniversary, really cool moment. All the Bullet Club in there together, throwing up the 2 sweet. And that brings us to the semi-main event.
Here we go. Yeah, the meat and potato of this show. So we had the junior title match of Will Ospreay defending against Kushida. Kushida is 4-1 all time versus Ospreay.
I'm wondering if that even I know that they say he's 4-1. I wonder if that factors in their What Culture Pro Wrestling match or not.
I'm not 100% sure.
But I know Kushida's only lost to Will Ospreay up to this point one time, and that was after Best of the Super Juniors when he dropped the title to Will Ospreay.
Right, but so the whole story of this feud, Ospreay wanted to prove that wasn't a fluke, that he can beat Kushida again, that he is like the new top dog.
Oh wait, was that wasn't Best of the Super Juniors? Was it?
What?
Or when was that?
When did Ospreay beat Kushida?
Yeah,
that was at King of Pro Wrestling.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Because he lost him at the Best of Super Junior finals last year.
Right, he lost to Kushida. Yeah.
Okay. So, what were your thoughts on this match?
This was just a great match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of these guys are such great workers, and we saw the interactions in the tag matches, and like they just like went all out here. I mean, they did a lot of callbacks to their previous matches, callbacks to spots from Ospreay's previous matches. I mean, it's just a great match that escalated well throughout. I mean, there was a lot of drama. I know Will Ospreay gets knocked a lot for his selling, but I thought he sold very well in this match. My only issue with his selling is
the screaming.
I think the screaming's a little bit too extra. I was like, dude, like, calm down. But overall, I think he has great facials. He doesn't really look...
Sometimes they're... Yeah, most of the time he does. Sometimes they're a little exaggerated. I think it plays into the whole screaming thing.
Yeah.
But, I'll say this. I don't think that Kushida... I don't think Will Ospreay is my favorite opponent for Kushida. Mm-hmm. But Kushida is my favorite opponent for Will Ospreay. Like across the board, he has great opponents. They're guys he makes magic with, Ricochet, Marty Scurll, different guys like that he's had like long-standing series with. That even like Zack Sabre, they have great matches together. All sorts of guys across the globe, but I've never seen him and Kushida have less than a 4.5 star match.
Yeah.
And I've seen all their matches. And I will say, going back to, I believe it was Invasion Attack. I could be wrong, but I think of it, Invasion Attack was the first time that because that was in April of like 2016, I believe, when the first time I saw them wrestle each other. And that was the match where Will Ospreay had to sell the arm the whole time, and he was basically doing flippy crap using just the one arm. Mm-hmm. And I was like, his selling's incredible. Why do people talk about how bad his selling? And ever since then, like, it's improved. He's gotten much better. But these guys just they always bring it. They always do magic together. And all the spots with Kushida catching guys out of midair.
Oh, dude, I love when Kushida catches him with the armbar.
Yeah, like
in midair. I love that.
And then obviously Kushida can do everything. Like he's like the Japanese like junior Kurt Angle or something like that. Like he's just awesome, bro. He can do everything. He can ground grapple. He can wrestle. He can freaking high fly. He can do lucha. He can do it all, bro. Like there's nothing that guy can't do. Scientific wrestling.
And dude, one spot I loved in this match was when Ospreay got him up in the corner for the Chiquinando kick, and he did several Chiquinando kicks.
Oh yeah, he did it a couple times in a row.
I love that.
Was vicious.
I love that spot.
Now let's talk about this. I feel like this match is getting hated on.
Really, I really haven't seen that much negative response from this match.
Not negative, but I've seen a lot of like 4 stars. 4 1/4, 3 3/4. That's what I've been seeing online, and I was like, dude, this was like, I'm not gonna say it was the match of the year, and again, it's another in a long line of just fantastic matches from Will Ospreay. Look at his dance partners though, but I mean, like, I was like, I don't know, 4.5.
Yeah,
4 3/4 maybe.
I think I'm at 4.5. And here's something I just thought about: has there truly, in our opinion, has there been a disappointing junior heavyweight title match at all this year?
I didn't necessarily love the 4-way at Wrestle Kingdom, but you can't take away that it was a good match. It was a great match, actually. It just wasn't my favorite, or like, but I liked it better than some of our other partners on the Social Suplex podcasting network. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was the weakest of the year so far. But throughout this whole entire title run of Will Ospreay, it's just been nothing but magic. Every single match, bro. And I thought this match was right up there with his match against Hiromu. It was right up there. It might just be a slight notch beneath the match with Marty Scurll, but I mean, it was incredible.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I love this match.
What do you think? Match of the night or no? No.
The main event was match of the night.
From an athletic standpoint,
yeah,
this was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
From like and not just from a flippy do, like, just like spot. It wasn't just a spot fest. The story that they told with the arm work, bro. What's Will Ospreay's new move called?
Stormbreaker.
Bro, that freaking move, bro. We've been saying for a while, like, at least I know I've been saying I don't like Oscutter.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on that?
I think it's whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've been like, he needs a new finisher, but that Stormbreaker,
it's tight.
it is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the way he had to sell it, like with the arm. Oh, the super Oz cutter though.
Yeah.
You talk about RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Man, Kushida was just money. Kushida and him were money in this match. And then yeah, so I mean, yeah, hats off to those guys. Let's talk about the big reveal, the big surprise.
Yeah, so first of all, Ospreay retains with the Stormbreaker. Then after the match, Ospreay still in the ring. It cuts to the Bone Soldier promo videos that we've been seeing the last several weeks. And then Tama Tonga comes out, and he tells Ospreay to turn around.
I thought that was weird.
Well, Tama being the one to reveal?
Yeah. I mean, like, I want Tama, however you say. I don't know what the right pronunciation is. I want him to be like a guy, like a leader in the Bullet Club. I think he should be at this point. I feel like he could be that Carl Anderson role. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It just kind of came from out of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
Get up, Ospreay. Get your punks up. Like,
yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, so he tells him to turn around, and Bone Soldier is there.
That was not Bone Soldier. I know Bone Soldier. He was
well, a Bone Soldier was behind him, and so turns around, gets attacked, and then Tama Tonga makes the big reveal, pulls the mask off, and it is Taiji Ishimori.
Didn't I say?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I really didn't.
Well, I think, but he was one of the top guys that...
He was who was rumored. Again, I should listen to Uncle Dave, because that's who he was saying was like the heavily rumored individual. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Taiji Ishimori.
Yeah.
And then he hit that... What was that movie hit? It was like a suplex... Was a suplex into a code breaker?
I think so. I'm
like a flapjack into a code breaker or something.
Yeah, something like that. And Don Callis had a great line where he goes, "I think I just saw that kid recently," because Ishimori was an Impact, and obviously Don Callis runs Impact.
Bro, what about? Okay, so I mean, have you? Well, okay, so let's talk about this. What did you feel like the crowd's reaction was to Ishimori?
I think they loved him.
Did you notice, like, at first, like, it was like really quiet, no one knew who it was, and then like they lifted the mask, and there was a reaction.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite Sonata like making his debut and like nobody knew who he was. It wasn't that. Like, there was clearly people who knew him, but it almost was like a rustle around the crowd, like almost like word was spreading, because there are people who don't watch Noah, who just watched New Japan and like did not know who Ishimori is, and clearly they're not watching TNA or anything like that, you know what I mean? But I mean, he looks phenomenal.
Oh man, this dude is jacked.
Yeah, he's vascular.
Goddamn, pal.
Vascular. But yeah, he's jacked, man. And there was some controversy about this. Did you hear about that?
With people, with him being upset that he left Noah to come to New Japan.
Well, remember when we covered it like a few months back, and I said that, that he had kind of talked about wanting to expand his horizons, and then he did like the press conference, said that he was officially leaving Noah, and that he was going to try to go onto the international scene and like make a name in America. And I said, I think he might come over to New Japan, but no, they weren't really hinting at that at the time, but I just had this feeling. I was like, I think we'll see him in New Japan. And you were like, we shouldn't even cover this because it's not even like really a news story for New Japan. And I was like, bro, trust me, I think he's gonna. And at the time when we talked about it, way before anyone said anything, you were like, he's a guy I'd like to see him Best of the Super Juniors. And I was like, that would be dope. But we're just kind of like spitballing,
Right, nothing serious.
Sometimes we just say crap that we like, we're like sowing seed. We're just planting seeds. We're just seeing what grows, and then later on we can claim to be geniuses. But, but yeah, bro. The thing here's the problem though. The way it's viewed right now in Japan, and people were talking about this, was that it looks like he finessed. He pulled a Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
So he told him like, hey, I might be pulling a Kenta. I might be going to NXT or TNA. I'm gonna try to make my name abroad. Maybe do some PWG. Maybe do some Evolve. Nope. Going to the big
got
boy.
Him.
I'm going to where the big boys play.
Yes.
And yeah, he got him, bro, because he didn't come to America. He is exclusive.
Well, technically he did. I mean, he did several Impact tapings.
But that's with the partnership with Noah. That wasn't several. He was over there. That was part of the partnership with Noah, but that's done, dude. He's in New Japan now. And over there, this is seen as a really big deal. Because it's almost like Sonata did the same thing too with Wrestle 1, and it was like kind of a big deal at the time because guys don't switch companies. Like it hardly ever happens, like ever. Like when Muda did it in the 2000s, it was like a really, he left New Japan. It was like a really, when he went to All Japan, it's like a big deal. But nowadays guys don't do that. Like you're either like you're a freelancer or whatever, but if you're signed somewhere,
right, you're not. Yeah.
If you came up through their dojo or you're part of their fan base,
it's almost like disrespectful.
That's how they see it. I don't think it is.
Neither do I. I mean, you have a career and you got to make the best moves for your career.
Yeah, so
that's if your job was like you got a better position, a better offer doing the same thing somewhere else, and your job was like, how could you do that?
But it's kind of like if you're like a utility player in a company and then you switch like right in the middle, and guys are invested in you and they put time and money into you, they see it as like a slap in the face because like most of these Japanese companies, if you're there, you have a job for life.
Right.
You're like a part of a family and stuff like that. But I mean, bro, if I was Ishimori, I'd leave too. That's exactly what I would do. Right. I get to be I get to be part of the Bullet Club.
Get that merch money.
I get that merch money. Heck yeah, I'm going to New Japan.
Oh man.
Also, we'll get to Best of Super Juniors, but I'm just gonna say it right now. I think he's winning it.
Yeah, same here.
With the way that they brought him out and the way that they clearly are building to a Will Ospreay. That he left Will Ospreay flat.
Yeah.
Laying. They might as well just spray painted him. They might as well just put like
BC for life,
and then ran like yellow streak up his back, bro. They might as well, bro. I wonder why the Bull Club's never done that.
I don't know.
We should tweet them and be like, guys, why don't you start spray painting people? But anyway, so a shocking end to a fantastic match, and that brings us to the grand finale of the tour, the main event. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of the universe, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100, once in a lifetime, talent, taking on the current ace, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Probably the last big match we are ever going to get between these two guys. Yeah, and I mean, their record going into this match was 4-4-2. Yep, but you got to take into consideration one of those matches was when Okada was a young boy. Yeah. So if you talk about like from the main event, it's more like 3-4-2. Yeah. Is what it really actually. I mean, it is 4-4-2, but technically Okada was the last guy to have the upper hand. He was the last guy to win a title match between them. He's won more of their big main events. So I mean, but leading into this, we got to talk about it. So Tanahashi, back in the day, 2011, 2012, he was on the greatest title streak of his career. 11 straight title defenses. He just won it in the main event at Wrestle Kingdom in the Tokyo Dome. He gets challenged by this brash young upstart, Kazuchika Okada, who just came back off of a terrible excursion to TNA. He has a mediocre match on the undercard of that same show, Wrestle Kingdom. He puts forth the title challenge. People are like, what? Like, Tanahashi is literally the ace of the company, 11 straight title defenses. It would have been like if to put it in perspective, Okada's on the title run he's on right now, and then like Jay White comes back and challenges him like after one match, after having a mediocre match with Tanahashi in the Tokyo Dome, challenges him and then beats him at the next big pay-per-view. That's what this was. And that started off the feud between these guys, which there's actually a really, really incredible couple resources. The Showbuckle videos, they're on Vimeo now.
Yep, Vimeo.com.
You want to check those out. That's a great way to catch up. Also, the 11 title defense videos that New Japan just put out. But this match, tell me about what you thought about this match, Jeremy.
Bro, this match was #tremendous, bro. I mean, it had everything that you could possibly want in a professional wrestling match. It had drama. You had a hot crowd. I mean, the crowd, they wanted Tanahashi. Bro. They wanted Tanahashi to win. They
wanted Tanahashi to win so bad.
And, usually people, they want to be a part of history and see, like, records broken. They didn't want Tanahashi's record to be broken. They wanted Tana to win.
I think it was smart of them to have Okada lean into his heel tendencies. And you notice he, like, he re-dyed his eyebrows.
I did not catch that.
He bleached his eyebrows again like he used to when he was a heel, and that's when I knew, like, he did that at the beginning of the tour. And then he started trying to go for the tombstones on the outside and, like, take out Tanahashi and all that. And I was like, he's really, like you've been saying, he's been healing it up all this
whole tour, yeah.
They were smart because I think they know their crowd, and they know, like, it doesn't matter where Okada is in his career, he's never gonna get cheered over Tanahashi, bro. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, nowhere. And yeah, I mean, and throughout the match, man, they played off of, all their past encounters. There were tons of callbacks for their previous matches. I mean, this was just,
You know what kind of reminded me of in a way? Now, it's not a perfect analogy, and it's not like the match I'm about to compare it to has even a iota of the history that this match has. But in a way, there are some parallels between when HBK and Kurt Angle wrestled.
Yeah.
You got Tanahashi, the old ace, with all his legendary career and all that, basically the Shawn. And then you've got this new star who's been killing it for years. He's at the top of his game. He's clearly the best wrestler alive in Angle, aka Okada. And they're meeting in a dream match, which obviously this isn't the first time they've wrestled, but obviously, at that point in time, Angle's the best performer in the world. I mean, maybe not the best entertainer, but he's the greatest wrestler alive at that time. But he's never gonna be loved like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
he's just not because dude, there's something about HBK, and you know what? There is something about Okada, and he is a once in a lifetime performer. And I think we talk about, we go back and forth about him and Omega, but right now I think he is the best pure pro wrestler in the world, and he's never gonna get cheered like Tanahashi going against Tanahashi. Yeah. It's just not gonna happen. And that crowd was just on fire for him.
And something else I really liked about this match was it only took one Rainmaker.
Oh, yeah. You know what that kind of reminded me of? So, Tanahashi was just incredible in this match.
Yeah.
And he showed that he could still perform on the big
top
stage.
level, yeah.
But the story that they were telling was that he'd lost just a little bit of a step. But he still was able to hurt Okada. I mean, Okada was reeling at so many points in the match, and it really made you start to believe, like, come on, Tana.
Go Ace,
come on. Like I was marking, I was like, come on, Tana. Come on. Let's do it. Just one more time, bro. Because I love Tanahashi. Yeah. And I love Okada, but I love Tanahashi. But it reminded me of, like, famous boxing matches that I've seen where like you've got a top star, a guy who is at the top of his game, and you've got like one of these older champions coming back, and they're still dazzling, they're still great, but there's a little off their punches, there's a little off their timing, and then not only that, but they've taken too many hits to the chin, and if you catch them, they can still be great. They can still fight. They can still perform. But if you get them, all you got to do is outlast them, and you got them. And that's kind of the story they told, was that like Okada was doing he was using all of his veteran wiles and doing everything he could to try to keep up with the greatest pro wrestler alive today. But he's just not anymore. He's not on Okada's level. And it took one
rainmaker,
and it was like he caught him perfect. Yeah, it was the one shot. That's all he needed was.
And it was like out of nowhere, like Tanahashi was getting ready to run off the ropes to do something.
Yep,
grabbed him by the tights, pulled him back. Bow.
And it's a callback because in there now, like, yes, Tanahashi has kicked out of the rainmaker before and on multiple times, but like in their first matches, he didn't.
Yeah.
And it was shocking. And now and even then, it was the youth and the like unexpectedness of Okada that got Tanahashi. And at this point, though, they know everything that each other are going to do. They know every single game plan that they're going to implement against one another. Now at this point, all Okada has to do is outlast this old dog.
Yeah,
and put him down.
The downfall for Tana is he just couldn't hit the high fly flow to the chest.
Yeah, that was the one thing. Like, and Okada never allowed himself to be put in a position where like he was going to get hit with that. He knew that he could pretty much take everything else that Tanahashi had to offer. And I mean, bro, those slaps were Tanahashi. Bro, he was like literally like blurring his or like swelling his eyes up. He was hitting him so hard.
Yeah.
Oh man, this match was great. And you know what? I'll say this. Out of all their matches, this is not the best match.
Oh, it's not. But still phenomenal.
But from a storytelling perspective, this fits perfectly into the like 6-year-long story that they've been telling. This was the perfect finale and cap to the story that they've been telling. And I mean, like, I'll just say it, like, yeah, you might have higher star ratings from like Okada and like Omega, but this is the greatest like series of matches from a storytelling perspective that's ever taken place.
So where are you at with the snowflakes?
4.5.
I'm at 4.75.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all. I did think in the beginning it was a little bit slow. I understand why from the story perspective. I don't think athletically this was what some of their other matches have been. And even though I appreciated and loved the snap finish at the end, and believe me, it hit some really high points, there was this intangible like half star spectrum that I don't think they quite got to. That's not knocking the match at all. I know some people loved it. Like Dave Meltzer was gushing over this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave it 5.
I wouldn't either. I literally wouldn't. To me it wasn't. But at the same time, like if someone tells me at the end of the year this is their match of the year, I'm not going to blame them at all because this match was that good.
Yeah. So, and then post-match, we have the post-match promo. Geto comes in, puts over Okada. It's unstoppable. Okada then puts over Tanahashi, says he's achieved his record, and says he will focus on being the best champion possible.
He's going for 100, guys.
Yeah.
He said that's his new goal. His new goal.
He had been said that. Like,
yeah, but he said it like on the mic. He's like, from here on out, going to 100 is my goal.
Oh my god.
That is stupid.
That man's, dude, it's fun. Like, he's a clown. Like, he's low-key a clown. Like, even like the Talkers Jericho, like, they were talking about him.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Yeah, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And, like, him stealing, like, Nick Jackson's, like, gear, like, every tour and, like, wearing it before the matches and stuff.
I thought that was hilarious.
But yeah, so he says he's on to the next challenger. He runs down all the guys he beats and teases his next defense at Dominion. And he calls out the best bout machine, Kenny Omega. And he says, they fought to a draw last year at Dominion. Overall, their record is 1-1-1. So, Omega comes out and Okada says, they have to break their tie. and he wants a no limit match at Dominion. But Omega was like, hold on, we got to do one better than that. Let's do 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit. And Okada agrees, and we have our big main event for Dominion. 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Dominion's gonna be lit.
You know what? The only thing I think that they should do that make this match better?
What?
Put a cage around the ring.
Oh my gosh!
No one's leaving the ring. There's not gonna be any table spots. Keep the action on the inside. That's what the original reason for the cage was we're not going. No one
running.
Goes in, no one goes out. You're gonna settle it here in the ring. Let's do it. First ever time in New Japan, a steel cage match. No, they're never gonna do it.
Right.
I freaking love the steel cage. Anyways, but I will say this, bro. The old school fan in me, 2 out of 3 falls. That's like one of my favorite like stipulations of all time. I love 2 out of 3 falls match, especially like not like, oh, it's like, you know, Saturday night main event. We're gonna do a 2 out of 3 falls match. You know, they're getting 10 minutes, so they just got to run through the falls. Like not that.
Right.
I'm talking like Flair and like Steamboat, 60 minutes, Broadway, 2 out of 3 falls, bro. How long do you think this match is gonna go?
Well, I think it has to go at least over 40.
Bro, they're gonna play off of the match last year. They're going over an hour. They're going over an hour.
Yeah.
Because,
but I'm saying the bare minimum is 40.
I'm saying the bare minimum is an
60?
hour. Because they already went an hour last year, and they brought up the whole fact of like, oh, we were restrained by the time limits. Like they're gonna go longer than an hour, bro. I'm not saying it's gonna be like a 2-hour match.
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, this is gonna be like, you know how people talk about Brett and Shawn, the Iron Man match?
It's gonna be a 2 out of 3.
People are gonna be like the 2 out of 3 falls match from Dominion.
You remember, like 5 years from now, remember that 2 out of 3 falls match,
bro? Okay, so remember when I was on One Nation Radio a couple years ago? We did me and Rich Latta. We did the preview for Wrestle Kingdom. What was it, 9? When they did the match between Omega and Okada, or was that Wrestle Kingdom 10?
That was 10.
Okay, yes.
Right?
What was the one we just watched? 11? I can't remember.
No, bro. That was 12 we just watched.
Okay, so then 11.
11, yeah.
Man, I lose track.
Time's flying, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. So 11. So, and I predicted at the time, he was like, what do you think of this? What do you think this match should be? I was like, the first ever six-star match.
And we have that on audio in the archives.
I was being sarcastic, though. But this is going to be the first ever 7-star match.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Like,
hey.
that would be the, no, hey. 7 stars doesn't freaking exist. I almost like
6 stars don't exist either.
I've kind of gone back on that, and I kind of think 6 stars shouldn't exist. I think it's stupid. But at the same time, like, I get it. It's just a way of saying like it's, you know, the match is better. But hey, if he does give it 7 stars, we have it on record. I'm the first person to have ever said that crap. What are you expecting here, man?
Dude, I'm expecting this to be a blow-away match, probably match of the year.
I think it's going to be match of the year, bro.
Yeah. I'm expecting like the most epic encounter there possibly can be.
I mean, they've never not delivered.
Yeah.
They've just never not delivered. All 3 matches they've ever had have just been
amazing.
Like the best matches I've ever seen.
And this is Dominion's second biggest card of the year.
Bro, Wrestle Kingdom's going to get a run for its money this year.
Yeah. As soon as I started seeing like all Dominion's matches flying out there, I was like, yeah, Dominion could be show of the year. And I think this is a perfect transition to go into the news. And let's start off by talking about all the confirmed matches for Dominion. So we mentioned this 2 out of 3 falls match for the IWGP title. Also confirmed for Dominion, the IWGP heavyweight tag titles will be on the line. Evil and Sonata defending against the Young Bucks. This is the first opportunity for the Young Bucks to get the...
Nope, it's not.
They've had a heavyweight tag title match before?
Yeah. Yeah, they wrestled, I think it was at a Destruction or one of those B-level pay-per-views. They wrestled the Briscoe brothers. They were the junior tag champions, and they wrestled the Briscoes, who were the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Champions at the time. It was a
title match.
It was a title match. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So.
Yeah, it was last year, I believe.
Gotcha.
But it was a B-level pay-per-view.
Gotcha. Well, this is their first time as heavyweights.
It is their first time as
declared heavyweights, challenging for these titles. They have a chance to add to their legacy as the greatest tag team in professional wrestling today.
They don't have that legacy. The Legion of Doom has that legacy. What are you talking about?
God, let's not start this.
It's not even an argument, but okay.
In this modern era, does that satisfy you?
Sure.
Also confirmed for Dominion, we have a triple threat match for the Never Openweight title as Goto defends against Michael Elgin and Taichi. What are your thoughts on that? So, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of seems like they're throwing three guys together. Good for Taichi and good for Michael Elgin, and I'm assuming Goto's going to retain here, but you just never know with the booking in New Japan lately what will actually happen. I'm not looking forward to it because I'm not the biggest fan of triple threats in the first place. Like, there's very few triple threats where I'm like, oh, that was a great match. So, I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts? You know, it's not. We mentioned that I think last week. Would they do a triple threat match for this title? You know, I think it's fine. I'm not super excited about it. I'm not down on it. I think it's just going to be kind of there. So yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. They've been building like this. Feud, I guess, between these three guys, but it's not like a really, really well built feud or anything. I mean, we're coming off of the heels of a really good program between Goto and Juice Robinson, and that was just a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I would have liked it if one guy had come out and challenged, and then maybe we could have done some sort of round robin or something like that. Yeah. Or a title eliminator. Yeah. But instead we're getting a triple threat, which I don't know. It's New Japan. I'm not loving it, And then, I was right. It was Destruction. IWGP Tag Team titles. Briscoe Brothers defeat the Young Bucks at Destruction in Hiroshima. Man, look at the memory on it. Wow, man. 2016. Nice. So also for Dominion, we have the Alpha, Chris Jericho. Oh, here's an idea. So they did this back in the day, in the 80s. They did a round robin tournament between the Scorpion, Davey Boy Smith, and Dynamite Kid for the NWA, or maybe it was the WWF Junior Lightweight Championship. And it was essentially one match, but it was basically one guy starts, another guy wrestles him, and then the next guy. They basically did a block tournament in one match. And they were all quick falls. I would like that. That's an interesting idea. It's a good match too. You should check it I think it's on New Japan World. We should watch it. All right, yeah. But yeah, I would rather them do something like that and then the standard triple threat. I don't really like triple threats. But yeah, also I was saying Alpha Chris Jericho against Naito. I'm not sure if this is for the Intercontinental title. I'm assuming it will be. Maybe. Yeah. Can you imagine if Jericho wins the title? The greatest IC champion in WWF history. Yeah. Taking on the IC title, and he'll bring prestige back to that title. He'll treat it with honor. No, I don't know. Here's my only thing with them. I'm enjoying the blood feud. I enjoyed the attack back in January. I really liked the angle here. But what's lacking from that program is when the feud with Kenny first started, we got the promo video from Jericho, and we got to hear why he was doing what he was doing. We still don't really know why he's doing this against Naito. We don't know what the beef even is. Right. I mean, I hypothesized back in the day that it had something to do with, the stuff that Naito was saying in all those interviews. That, and then also he saw the weakness with him being the Stardust Genius, and how it made him lose the match, and he was trying to be tranquilo, and he was gonna basically break Naito, but there's nothing really that's built off the story. Like, there's nothing that's told us what's going on there. So I'm hoping that between now and Dominion, which we do have quite a ways to go. That's in June? Yep. We get something more from Jericho. I want something more, and he's an incredible promoter, so I'm sure we will get that. Yeah, and then the last thing that is confirmed for Dominion is Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio Jr., bro.
Yeah, so the match has not been decided yet, but no, New Japan threw out a tweet here.
It's gonna be like
and on the Japanese account, so the Google translation says the Legend of Cruiser Class, Rey Mysterio Jr. special participation. So Rey Mysterio will be a part of Dominion at Strong Style Evolved. He was supposed to go against Liger. They also teased the match with Ospreay and Skrull.
And Ospreay, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because usually the best of the Super Junior winner, doesn't he usually challenge the Junior champion at Dominion?
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah. So
Ospreay's going to be busy. Ishimori's going to be wrestling. I think you do Liger. That's my feelings on it. I think you do, like, I know that I talked to Rich about this earlier today, and he was like, well, it doesn't mean as much in Japan. I was like, yeah, but it's a Legends match. Like, it means a lot still. I think that's what you do. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, do that. I
know there's other matches you could do.
Right.
Of course. Like, there's a lot. I mean,
Kushida,
Takahashi, Hiromu.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do, but I mean, that's what I would do. I would do Liger, man. It's let's do it. We didn't get it. Let's run it. I wanted to see it. Let's do it. So that's everything for Dominion. You got some Best of the Super Junior news for us?
Yeah, so the Best of the Super Junior participants were named today.
And the blocks.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yes. So in the A block, we have the champion Will Ospreay, the Bone Soldier Ishimori. We have ACH, Bushi, Flip Gordon, Yo, Kanemaru, and Tiger Mask. So that's our A block. And then for our B block, we have the Time Splitter Kushida. We have Hiromu Takahashi. Hail Sabin, Chris Sabin. We have the Villain Mari Skrull. We have Dragon Lee. We have Sho, El Desperado, and Taguchi.
I'm still wondering if Dragon Lee's gonna be in this. But yeah, I mean, him and Hiromu are in the same block, so
yeah, they're actually main eventing. What night is that? I can't find it right now, but I was looking at it earlier. There's one of the nights they're main eventing.
The way he fell in that one video, they did eventually end up confirming.
May 25th in Osaka, it'll be Takahashi versus Dragon Lee.
They did end up confirming that he had a partially torn quad, like I had originally hypothesized. A lot of people said it was the knee, and I was like, the way he fell looked like a quad tear. But I don't know, man. Is he gonna be ready in time for this? Because he's supposed to be working the show that we're going to as well.
Yeah, the New Japan CEO show in June.
So yeah, this is kind of crazy. So yeah. I hope he's able to. I hope he's fine. But yeah, so the three guys that we already announced the other competitors, but the three guys that we did not expect or even know, ACH is back.
Yep.
Which he's not in Ring of Honor right now, right?
No, he left Ring of Honor. Has just been doing indies. He's, I think, mainly MLW is the main promotion he's been wrestling in lately.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we got ACH, which ACH is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We got Chris Sabin, man.
Bro, I was super excited about that. I'm a Chris Sabin guy. He was one of my favorite guys in TNA when I used to watch it.
Bro, he goes back to like the Asylum days.
Yeah. And, even when the Motor City Machine Guns were together, I always liked Sabin better than Shelly.
I like him better than Shelly too. Shelly's great though.
Yeah, Shelly's awesome too, and I would have loved to see Shelly in this tournament. But yeah, I'm a big Sabin guy. I love Sabin. I mean, he hasn't really been as hot as he was in those early TNA days, but I'm glad he's in this tournament.
Sabin, ACH, and Ishimori, three guys that have been, primarily the past, little while been working in America, and I didn't expect them to be in this tournament, but New Japan tends to deliver well on these tournaments, and I mean they brought in some guys, some really, really good guys. These blocks look awesome. Which block do you think looks better? Just we're gonna do a full coverage of this later on, but I mean, just giving it the eyeball test.
I don't know, man. I feel like both blocks are equally stacked.
Not me.
Which block are you favoring?
I like B block.
You like the B block?
Yeah. I mean, bro, you got Taguchi, which Taguchi always delivers in these Skrull, Dragon Lee, Chris Sabin, Takahashi, and Kushida. The only guys that are there, and even Desperado can go and show. And you got Show.
Yeah.
Bro, you got the better of the two.
Yeah.
On the other side, yes, you got Ospreay and Ishimori and ACH.
Flip Gordon. But you also got Yo, you also got Bushi, you also got Kenmara, and you got Tiger Mask. Yeah.
No, B block's the better block by far. I don't know if it'll end up producing the better matches, but on paper, giving it the eyeball the on paper theory.
We saw how well that worked out for some promotions.
On paper, to me, the B block looks stronger.
But yeah, I'm excited for this.
And I think we're getting, I'll just say it right now, I think we're getting Takahashi and Ishimori
in the finals. I agree with that too. I mean, we're going to give a...
We need different co-hosts.
Yeah.
This is stupid. We cannot be saying the same crap. Is that really what you think?
Yeah, I actually have proof in our group thread. One of our Social Suplex writers, Tom, he was, we were talking about Best of Super Juniors earlier today, and he was kind of asking who do we think was going to win. And
Did he ask my opinion?
Well, he just threw out in the thread, but you don't.
I was wondering if he was like Jeremy,
no,
and not Josh.
No, he just threw out in the thread, and I was.
Man, I'm at work all day. I'm trying to get leads. I'm trying to help people with their finances. You guys are here just discussing wrestling. Hate you guys.
And so I told him, I was like, I think Ishimori's winning the whole thing. I think we're gonna get Ishimori winning the A block, Takahashi winning the B block, and that's gonna be our finals. And that was. What I told him. So yeah, I mean, we're on the same wavelength there.
That, or I could even see Kushida going to the finals. Takahashi or Kushida, unless they want to be cute and put Taguchi in the finals like they do sometimes.
Yeah.
They've done it a few times now. But yeah, that's what I think. I think it's going to be Hiromu and Ishimori. I think Ishimori's going to the finals.
So yeah, so the tournament will begin at Corrigan Hall on May 18th and will conclude at the same venue on June 4th.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yo, the girls are going to hate me, bro. They're going to be wanting to chill. I'm going to be like, listen, I got to focus on this. And then like a few months later, I'm going to be like, listen, the G1's taking over my life. And then listen, I'm going to be like, listen, it's not working out. I love wrestling too much.
Oh, man.
So anyway, so cool. So yeah, that's the big news about Best of Super Juniors. News on Dominion. As you know, more of this develops, we'll be covering it. We're gonna have some preview shows coming up for you. Are we going into my side of the news?
Yeah, let's run through this.
No, there's something we have to not just run through. There is something we got to talk about.
All right.
G1 and USA ticket sales.
Okay, yeah. So tickets. When did the tickets go on sale for that? 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago?
It was in May. We're only a couple days in May. May 7th. What was it? May 1st?
Yeah,
a week ago.
So they sold about 3,300 tickets.
3,300 tickets, like the official word that they on like day one that they sold. Initially, the reports made it look like they had sold about 1,000 more than that, but then it came out that essentially there's about 1,000 tickets that are not being sold because they're being held off for New Japan Club fan members, which they always do. So as far as like what they've sold here domestically, it's just over 3,000 in a venue that they are basically, from what it looks like, they're approximating that about 10,000 people could be sat there for this show based on the seating charts. So, I mean, this is the death of New Japan, apparently.
Yeah, everybody expected them to sell 10,000 tickets on day one.
I don't know if anyone really did. I think maybe I do remember last week I said, if you want to get them quick. But, and I don't know if I expected them to sell at day one. I do know, like, with the hype of what happened at Long Beach, and they sold out in a couple minutes, and then they were like, we could have sold out a 10,000 seat arena, and I was like, why don't you open it up? Right. But at the same time, I think people that are a little more knowledgeable on this sort of thing, because I'll admit I don't know everything, and I'm not like a economics like type guy. A lot of like people that are in the know did not expect them to sell 10,000 tickets.
Right.
But apparently, like, this has become like on Twitter and all over the internet, like New Japan's like North American run is done. They're dead. Yeah. This is the death nail for them, right?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's what we learned. We learned that about 3,000 fans will buy a New Japan ticket no matter what without knowing the card.
Yeah, because we don't have a card yet.
I think once they have a card, they can't announce anything until probably after Dominion, because New Japan, that's how they book. They're not going to advertise a world title match ahead of time, knowing that we have this Kenny and Okada match coming up. So after Dominion, they'll announce their full card, and I think once the full card is announced, once we start getting matches, I think ticket sales will start picking up again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things you have to take into consideration here. Okay, they're in an arena that can seat 10,000 seats. They did 3,000, which is, now people in New Japan are disappointed by this. Like the official words come out, they're definitely disappointed, but they gave us a card, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Long Beach show was bad or that it wasn't a real, show, but it wasn't like a Dominion level show. It wasn't even necessarily like a Dontaku level show. Mm-hmm. Even though we got a fantastic main event and it might be match of the year, there was essentially a lot of multi-man matches. It was the authentic New Japan experience, but it also wasn't like a Wrestle Kingdom or Dominion show. And I'm not sure that that's what you would have wanted to do there anyways. But based off of the hype of the brand alone and the fact that many people probably thought it was the only time of the year that they're going to get to go see New Japan, they sold out quick. Well, then turns out a few months later, oh, hey, we're coming back.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who probably would have paid to go to this show rather already took their vacation time, already spent their money, already flew in and did all that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And then let's not forget, we just had WrestleMania weekend a month ago. A lot of people spent money and traveled for that. And there's a lot of opportunities you had opportunities to see New Japan guys there. And then, for guys like us, we have the New Japan CEO show is coming up. There are a lot of top stars booked for that match. So if you're in the Southeast, you can come to that show that Kenny Omega's putting on. Then you got All In coming up in Chicago in September. Okada's booked, Young Bucks, Cody, Hangman Page. I'm sure there'll be more New Japan guys on that show as well.
And then the War of the Worlds tournament.
Yeah, War of the Worlds, which we'll be covering next week.
Seattle, Detroit, Chicago. So they're all over the upper north, Midwest.
Right.
So if you want to see these guys wrestle, and then also you were able to see a bunch of these guys WrestleMania weekend as well. So if you factor that in, a lot of people have had chances that they never thought they were going to get to see New Japan guys live. Now all of a sudden, there's more opportunity. So how many of those people might hold off and as much as they'd like to go to San Francisco is not the most accessible area of the country to get to watch pro wrestling, even though it's at the Cow Palace and all that. Mm-hmm. The other thing too, it's not in SoCal. San Francisco is not, the SoCal area is a hotbed for wrestling, and San Francisco historically has had they've had territories and things like that, but it's not like they're blowing up with the indie scene in San Francisco. So they're going to have to depend to sell out this show. They're going to have to depend on people flying in and traveling from out of the state and out of the country to attend that show. So I do think that they can still come close to selling out or have a very successful, gate. That being said, they have to put on an incredible card.
Yeah.
And they haven't announced the card yet because Dominion is ahead of it, and this is technically a canon show.
Right. And Dominion's a hell of a card, so how are they going to...
I don't know.
How are they going to follow Dominion up?
There was matches that they're giving away at Dominion, having Rey Mysterio there and having Jericho and Naito on that card, where I thought they were going to end up doing one of those in the Cow Palace, or even Omega and Okada, we hypothesized. Mm-hmm. But they're doing it all at Dominion. So it does leave you wondering what's going to be at the Cow Palace. Sometimes you have heard people in the past be that New Japan's a little out of touch with this market. Mm-hmm. And maybe this will smarten them up a bit to realizing hey, we can't just get by on the name alone. We've done that, and it's now for us to thrive here and actually draw. You're gonna have to put on a big show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're just gonna have to. But again, this is not a failure.
It's not. No.
How many WWE house shows are selling 3,000 or more tickets on day one in a 10,000 seat arena?
Not many.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people are like, oh, they're done. It's like, well, A, they're a smaller company, so hold off.
But it's not their home market.
We don't even, it's not their home market. We don't even know what the card is yet. I can almost guarantee you if it's a card that's worth traveling for, people will, if you book it, they will come.
They could announce, Okada Omega Iron Man match.
They could run Okada Omega back like a few weeks later.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they're going to end up doing to draw. I know people have talked about like Kenny and Cody again.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to go. If it was me, I would not book that as my main event for a New Japan show to try to draw. Nope. Not in America anyways. Maybe they think that's the right way to go. I wouldn't do that. I would have Okada on top in a title match, and I'd have Kenny in something big. If they're not wrestling each other, I would have both them on the top.
Yeah, definitely.
And Naito and Tanahashi. All of them. Like the big four, I'd have them all there. But we'll keep up with this. Hopefully, there's... Hey, the good news, there's still tickets. Also, by the way, the tickets are very expensive. Have you seen the ticket prices?
I did not look at the ticket prices.
They're high. Like, I don't have the numbers on me, but like they're a lot higher than almost any other show. So I mean, even if they don't sell out, the gate that they're going to produce, like they might do a fraction of what they thought they're going to do. Like let's say 6,000 or 7,000.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh, they failed, and they're going to pull one of the biggest gates of the year.
Yeah.
Because of how expensive the tickets are, they're going to pull one of the biggest, and people are going to be like, oh, they're a failure. And they're going to pull one of the biggest gates of the whole year.
Yeah.
So yeah. Who's failing? Anyway, so that's our take on it. Speaking of shows, let's get into it. We'll go real quick. All In tickets, they are going on sale May 13th,
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Eastern.
The ticket prices have been announced, and they are very, very reasonable.
Cheap, yeah.
Yep. Also, they have a podcasting
Starcast.
Yeah, Starcast, and the tickets for that are going to be going on sale shortly as well. So what was the deal, Starcast?
So Starcast partnered with All In to make this like an exclusive, like a 4-day, exclusive weekend. So I know that they're going to be doing like exclusive meet and greets. There's going to be live podcasts. I've saw like guys like Pritchard is going to be there.
It seems like all the podcasts,
all the top podcasts are going to be there. They're going to be doing live podcasts and meet and greets and signings. It's pretty much going to be almost like a WrestleCon almost with like all these podcasts.
Aside from that, speaking of another show that's going to be going on here, and also, by the way, May 13th, again, get your tickets. The CEO New Japan Pro Wrestling Produce Show that's going on here. They've announced the different talent that's going to be on tap for that. So we got Tetsuya Naito, Hiromu Takahashi, G.O.D., Chase Owens, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Jeff Cobb, Roppongi 3K, Taguchi, Juice Robinson, Dragon Lee, and Liger all currently announced. They did have a press conference for this on May the 2nd.
Did you say Roppongi 3K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so they're all going to be on that show. The tickets have already gone on sale. I don't know if they've sold out or not.
We will be there.
Yeah, we already got our tickets, and they were reasonable too.
Yeah,
five match show,
2 hours.
Our seats are dope.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm super excited about that. But there's still a chance. I think right now, if you're in the area, get your tickets. Another piece of fun fact. Since we're talking about shows, let's talk about shows. So this came out just recently in the media. So last month, New Japan Pro Wrestling ran 4 shows at Korakuen Hall with an average attendance of 5,000. Well, actually, they had an attendance between the 4 shows of 5,927 individuals. All Japan Pro Wrestling ran 3 shows at Korakuen for their Champions Carnival tournament, and they drew 4,900 people over those 3 shows. So essentially, but the actual average fan attendance, All Japan ended up edging New Japan by about 150 fans per show on average when you compare the average attendance for the month of April. And the Japanese media is flipping out about this. Officially, like I read the news, like I don't remember which publication it was, but they said that they're hailing it as the return of the Big Two. And New Japan haters were all over Twitter talking about, All Japan's back and they're bearing New Japan. But I mean, at the same time, you have to keep in consideration, like, All Japan just ran their biggest tournament of the entire year at Korakuen Hall against like the road 2 shows that New Japan's do. So there's some perspective needs to be there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All Japan, bro, like 2 years ago, I was watching Kento Miyahara headline in 100-seat gymnasiums. So the fact that they're like drawing in Korakuen and like starting to get growth and traction, this is a very, very good sign for Puroresu. So I thought that was super interesting, but I don't think that I'm ready to exclaim, the All Japan Pro Wrestling as being quite back.
Yeah.
It's not like the days of Mizawa or Jumbo or anything like that, but that was pretty cool. A couple other things. We got the free match of the week that just came out. Kushida versus Will Ospreay from the finals of Best of the Super Juniors. Mm-hmm. That was a 5-star match, and what I thought was definitely the best junior match of the year last year. So if you have a chance, be sure to check that out. Again, it's on the New Japan World site as well as YouTube. Being the Elite is back.
It's back, yeah. Episode Elite. The Elite. Episode 101 came out. Well, that today? That dropped?
Yeah, it dropped today. Yeah. And then they did a table reading earlier this week, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Episode 101 is back. I don't even think there was anything that really like forwarded the storylines too much, but it essentially just kind of like showing that these guys are all back together at this point and, kind of setting the stage. The one thing that they did kind of allude to, though, was that there was a package that was delivered by the Young Bucks to Kenny. Mm-hmm. And when they had the match the other night at Dontaku, Matt and Nick were just staring off at Kenny, and they're like, what, no calls, no texts, you can't call anybody back? So I am kind of interesting to see like where Being the Elite's going. But, Marty got fired.
From, his singing gig or whatever.
Cody's, still crazy.
He wants to run for mayor
office
or Texas or something like that.
Hangman's being Hangman. I guess maybe him and Cody killed
Joey Ryan.
I don't know what's going on with that. All In or Flip's still not
trying to get booked for All In.
So yeah, Being the Elite's back. I thought it was a really funny episode, especially the part where in the very beginning of the episode where Flip was like, guys, you have to bring it back. And they're like, no, we're not. And they're like, bring it back for your family, your fans, your loved ones. They're like, no. And they're like, what about your dwindling merch sales?
You're right. Let's bring it back.
They're like, you're right. Let's bring it back. Speaking of the Young Bucks, couple news related to them. They were on Talk is Jericho. We both listened to that earlier this week. Really, really, really good podcast. I thought it was very interesting how they talked about the only reason that they have jobs in New Japan is because Okada brought them in.
Yeah, they became friends with Okada during their time in TNA.
But with Jericho back in New Japan, I think it was the right time to drop that podcast. Do yourself a favor, check that out. Also, Funko Pops just came out with Bullet Club Pops.
And there's like a special pack that you can get like all 5 of them.
I thought there's only 4. I thought it was the two Young Bucks, Kenny and
Here it is. So it's the New Japan Funko bundle.
Yeah, it's just the 4 of them.
Yeah, 4. My bad. You get the Kenny, the Young Bucks, Cody. Also, you get a Lion Mark pin and a Pro Wrestling T-shirt and free shipping for $60.
Yeah, so if you really, really, really like Funko Pops or the Bullet Club, maybe drop the money on it. I know I'm not gonna.
Thinking about it.
Oh my God. Yo, what's wrong with you, bro? We need to talk about your life. Some other related news. Man. So Cody basically was on Twitter this week talking about All In, and they asked about Kenny Omega and, if you hate Kenny, why is he booked for All In? And basically he said he's the draw. It's business, and even though he hates him, he's going to bring him in. Also, ticket prices for the G1 Climax have been posted. Be sure to go online. I think you can find that on the New Japan on the New Japan 1972 website. Kitamura, bro. Some update on Kitamura. It's been almost a week, but we didn't record, since this news came out. So basically, Kitamura was fired and then brought back. So the onion peels keep unraveling from this story, and basically what Dave Meltzer said was that it was for disciplinary reasons. Yeah. So they're still basically saying that it was head injury related, but he did something. They fired him, and apparently he's being brought back.
Supposedly he's bringing. I don't think it's confirmed.
It's not confirmed yet, but that's apparently what the word on the street is. Kazuchika Okada is confirmed for the UK shows that are coming up here shortly.
The Strong Style Evolved UK.
So I think while we're getting Kenny at the Produce show, the UK fans will be getting Okada overseas. The English commentary for all the Road 2 shows and Hino Kuni is now up. So if you had to watch any of those shows with Japanese, you want to watch it in English.
They're up there.
They're up there now. Did you see Kawato's new hair?
Yes, I did. Somebody posted it in Reddit.
Yeah, so Kawato's got new hair. He also just had his first singles match in CMLL, so I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, we need to follow up on how he's been doing over there.
He's a jabroni. He's a job guy. Suga. I'm gonna mess this name up. Sugabayashi, which is one of the presidents and head people in New Japan. He basically was talking about the Bullet Club matches on Dontaku and the history of Dontaku. Really good write up. If you get a chance, you're gonna want to check that out as well. We have the different War of the Worlds tour matches announced as well as the cards. I think we're gonna be covering that next week.
Yeah, because this coming up week there are not any New Japan shows. So for next week's we'll be watching the War of the World shows this week, and we'll be covering that on next week's episode.
Did you hear about Ibushi getting lost?
Yeah, so apparently
a grown man getting lost. He's actually, it sounds like me.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was it the first night
the tweet went out May 2nd, so it was while they were doing the Road 2 shows
in Fukuoka,
or was it Hino Kuni?
No, it was for Fukuoka.
Okay.
He left the hotel, forgot what the name of his hotel was, forgot his phone, and couldn't get his way back to the hotel.
And then somehow he got some stranger's phone and tweeted out help, I'm lost or something.
Yeah, which I was like, how did he send a tweet out? Did he really take somebody's phone?
He probably didn't remember anyone's phone number because nobody honestly, how many people's phone number do you know by heart?
Right.
I don't know.
I know. There was my best friend who I've known since he's 5 years old.
That's probably what happened. But he knew how to get into his Twitter, but he didn't know anyone's phone number. I bet you. So yeah, Ibushi had to live on the streets for a night, the mean streets of Fukuoka.
Yeah. But he made it, so.
New Japan Pro Wrestling just came out with a write-up on the decade of Dontaku, kind of going through the history of Dontaku, going all the way back to 1993 with the big card that they did in the Fukuoka Dome with Hulk Hogan taking on the Great Muda. So that's a really good write-up if you want to get some perspective on the Dontaku event. And another nice bit of news, so Davey Boy Smith Jr. is not wanted anymore.
Yeah, they dropped the what's the word I'm looking for?
They dropped the charges.
Yeah, dropped the charges.
Yeah. And then in other news, just kind of wrapping up here. So friend, colleague, Damon McDonald, he's one half of the former Purocast. Mm-hmm. He now has a new show. We talked about the Purocast, how it left, and we kind of said how we felt about those guys and what they'd done. Well, he's back with a new show, and who's his co-host is Joel?
Yeah, Joel. Very interesting. A British guy living in China.
Yeah. So they came out with a new show. I'm kind of freaking jealous because the name of their show is awesome. It's
Super J-Cast.
Super J-Cast, yeah. So I checked out the first couple episodes. Really, really good stuff. I'm excited for what they're doing. And I don't know if you it's kind of funny because a lot of people are like, oh, well, the only reason you guys are doing well is because Purocast is gone. But our numbers are kind of still there. And I'm hoping that there's enough space here for everybody to kind of do their thing. But here's the one thing I will say. Mm. So I saw the logo for their new show, which their logo is awesome.
Yeah, the logo is great.
But it says that they're the king of podcasts. And then I noticed there's a couple other podcasts that popped up recently. We kind of alluded to it. There's one that says king of this and king of that. And hey, there can be a lot of king of podcasts out there, but there's only one ace.
And that's us.
That's us.
Keeping It Strong Style, baby. The ace of podcasts.
No. But I heard Damon McDonald say on his last show, he said that, that they're coming back to take over the space and, to bring, and all that. But we're coming for the crown, baby.
Yeah.
We want the crown. We're coming for the crown. I want the gold. Give me the gold.
Where the gold at?
No, but seriously, super excited for those guys. I love what they're doing. And, I think that, it's awesome that there are so many people out there that are covering this and, you know, bringing like attention. And I feel like, you know, it seems, you know, it's funny. It's like there's a couple guys out there, you know, us and a couple other podcasts, you know, you got like the Lion Marks and things like that. They're covering New Japan, but you know, you've got like hundreds of people covering WWE.
Right.
And so like there needs to be more like top, like, you know, even if, hey, you know, if you like what those guys are doing over there, that's awesome, because there's probably other podcasts that like other people don't like. There's probably people out there that would hate both of our podcasts, but there's someone who could create one out there and then get drawn into New Japan that way. So like we need more people like covering this thing so that this thing grows, because it's the best freaking wrestling company in the world today.
Yeah, it's amazing. Great stuff. So
but we are Ichiban.
Keeping It Strong Style, Ichiban. So that wraps up the news, right?
That's everything for me this week.
All right. So
killing the game.
Like I mentioned, next week we'll be covering the Ring of Honor New Japan War of the World shows, and that starts on May 9th. Sign up for Honor Club and you can check out all those shows. Once again, you know, thank you guys for listening and supporting our show.
Yo, can we play the Hulk Hogan clip at the end of this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of this episode, guys, be sure to check out the time when Hulk Hogan said that multiple times during Dontaku in 1993. He basically said that the WWF championship is a child's toy and just a trinket, and that it's a stepping stone, and he wants the IWGP championship. He wants to come to New Japan, so he doesn't have to bullshit around. He wants to wrestle. He wants all the wrestlers like Muta and Inoki and all the great wrestlers, because Hulk Hogan doesn't know the name of any other Japanese wrestlers.
Right.
Oh my God. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Yeah, so make sure you guys connect with us on social media. On Twitter, we're at KI Strong Style. I'm going to try to be tweeting some more from that account during shows. You can follow me at Jeremy L. Donovan. Follow Social Suplex at Social Suplex. On Facebook, we're facebook.com/Social Suplex. We also have the Wrestling Squared Circle Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the Wrestling Squared Circle.
There was another group that said our group was dead. Someone added me to another group. They were like talking slanderous stuff about our group. They're like, that group's dead. And I'm like, what?
Dude, our group is super active.
You're like a tenth of the size of our group.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Also, we're on Reddit. I am the Pro Black Guy. Josh is Keeping It Strong Style. Make sure you check out all the other shows on the Social Suplex Podcast Network. We have Rich Latta holding it down with One Nation Radio, One Nation Live.
You're listening to One Nation. You gotta unleash the power of the pyramid.
We got the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show from Scotland.
Ricky and Clive. No, I love you guys.
The Outsider's Edge with Rance and Carl. I don't know what's going on with the Wrestling Wash. With
get your house in order.
Bathtub Baldwin. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully he'll be back with another episode.
Also, did you notice that he stole our catchphrase? The one that we stole? He appropriated our own catchphrase that we stole from someone else at the end of his show.
Not paying attention to the product.
Bro, if you start making money off that show, Caleb Baldwin, you gotta bring us a cut. And that's in addition to the cut that you already gotta give to Jeremy just for being on this show. Being on the network.
And also, guys,
cut the check.
It sounds like our indie show should be debuting this week.
The Chris show?
Yeah.
Oh, the Chris show, the Chris Thing show.
So I don't.
Do we have a name for that yet?
They do have a name, but I want you guys.
There's a name for it?
Yeah, there's a name for it.
Will you tell me after this?
Yeah, I'll tell you. But
Chris just hit me up. Like, yeah, I was like, yo, we're recording.
So yeah, so make sure you subscribe to the network, because that new indie show should be coming out this week.
Bro, I am excited for that.
Also this week, Josh and I had the chance to interview Joey Osborne and Blanco Loco,
the international superstars, baby.
So the very first episode of Social Suplex Radio will also be dropping this week.
Hey, let me tell you guys something, okay? When I go out and I watch indie shows, we see guys that are well known, we see guys that are lesser known, you see guys that are good, you see guys that are. Let me tell you something about this guy, Joey Osborne, and this is a shoot right here. He is incredible. The first time that we ever saw him, I was literally like, who is this guy, and why is he not like
in WWE?
Why is he not in Madison Square Garden?
Yeah.
I guarantee you this is gonna be somebody, and it was such a privilege to be able to even like sit down and like get time with this guy, because he is truly a master of his craft. And I'm not just saying that lightly. Like I'm not gonna put over a wrestler just because, you know, like just because I'm a mark or whatever. I'm not just gonna put them over and just be like, hey, they're great. If they're not, they're not, and I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I was like, when we saw him, I was like, dude, we got to get this guy. His tag team partner Blanco Loco, he's incredible too. They are doing big things. They're traveling more than ever on the indie circuit. So if you haven't heard them yet, they're all over WWN at this point now. So they're in ACW. He's starting to wrestle in like FIP.
They're in WXW. They're going to be making their debut for Wildcat.
I'm not going to be surprised to see them like involved here in the next little bit, because a lot of these Florida guys are starting to blow up. And yeah, Joey Osborne and Blanco Loco are two guys. Well, I don't even want to get away, but Blanco Loco is already about to be
do some big things.
Yeah, so you definitely also. That promo was done, or not promo, but that interview was done right in the middle of the mall in Newport Richie, and it's pretty wild. So yeah, you want to check it out.
Yeah, so check that out. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the network. A lot of great things. I mean, last month we had our best month here at the network. We more than tripled the numbers we did the previous month.
Contest.
Yeah.
Best of Super Juniors contest.
I was going to talk to you.
Best of Super Juniors contest. We're doing it.
Yeah, so we'll get the details on that once we figure it out. So
love you guys.
So make sure you're checking all our content out on the network, socialsuplex.com, guys. Subscribe, leave a rating, help us get over. We're an independent podcast network. We need your support by getting us ratings and reviews, sharing it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter.
You guys share us, and you guys tweet us, and you guys rate us. You will help us to trick someone into paying us to do this. We need your help to finesse.
Oh man, so
because that's the only reason I do this, for the money.
Right. So until next time, goodbye and good night. Bang.
5 times World Wrestling Federation champion. This belt is just a toy. It's like a trinket on a Christmas tree, like an ornament. The belt that I want is the one that the great Muta has, the IWGP belt. Because when Hulk Hogan wins the IWGP championship, which he should have right now, it will prove that New Japan Pro Wrestling and Hulk Hogan is the greatest partners in the world, because I want all the great wrestlers to come to me, and I want them to come to Japan where I can wrestle and not bullshit. I want to wrestle and prove that I'm the best. There's an old saying in the United States of America, and that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. But this old dog does not need new tricks. I know all the tricks. I've proven that I'm a survivor. I've proven that I'm a leader, and I will not quit professional wrestling. Many people you've seen quit and come back. But if you watch Hulk Hogan, I have never quit. I will always be here. And now that I'm back in Japan, tonight was a great night for me, because I was very worried, because Muta is a brand new star. He's one of the best New Japan has. And tonight, it was fun. It was easy. I want bigger challenges. I want more opponents.
Thank you for listening to Keepin' It Strong Style. We'll see you next time.